my wee session 1 recap page. Fucking. There we go. Oh,
Right, I think we're live. Just wonder why I go and check.
I'll do it.
Yeah, it says but I'm live up here, but I'll just make sure that it's on the check just to be safe.
Yeah, I'm checking. Yeah, this is live now.
Cool. Any chance you can copy the link and put it in the community?
I'll just I'll just reload the page back up. Fucking
Sorry,
killed
just because
YouTube.
while you're on
That's
there,
fine. That's fine, but I don't worry about it. Pause. Copy. All that. Fucking.
my baby.
Oh god.
Immediately. Oh, the mark's already in here.
Is it?
Yep.
I'm not.
My man is on point with the click click.
Says naughty naughty.
Right, so are we all ready to rock and roll?
I will transition.
Frenzy up now.
Right. So from last session, the group entered Dark Hollow from means known to them. They spend some time in the local inn before they are told by hired guards to see the boss. The group are brought into the inn on the second floor and are greeted by a thick-built dwarf named Bolg. He questions them as to why they're here. Valeri asks him for possible assistance in locating his sunken ship. Bolg tells them that he needs aid in clearing a path through the deep swampy forests to the other side, and they would be paid 25 gold per day for this venture. I thought about this last night, and I should have mentioned to you, but I was wanting to say to you today, I rethought the quest, so you are essentially scouting and protecting the loggers.
Yeah.
So like, you will be venturing out however far in front, scouting, making sure things are safe, and then marking a pathway for them.
I want to just say, like, that's what I was going to do. In lieu of
Aye.
cutting things down, I was going to start, like, going out and like a nice wee perimeter
Aye.
instead.
So
But
you're not
then-
cutting things down, but you've been given you get given axes just in case, essentially. So we also meet Fergus, the town's blacksmith, and Geraldine, the town resident shopkeeper. Some items are bought at the blacksmith's, and some items are also bought at the general store. The group take on a mission to travel to another town to gather specific herbs and items for Geraldine so she can make medicine kits. As the night wears on, the group decide to see what is going on with the local fighting pits. Some bets are placed, a fight between two of the local guards, a halfling that has been dubbed Peanut, and a half-orc dubbed Gigantor. It's canon. After a few rounds of combat, the halfling emerges victorious. He gets patched up by the local medics, and after he gets patched up, he goes back out to face Valeri in the same style of combat. After a few rounds, Valeri emerges victorious. After this, Ari enters the pit to take on an opponent. The blacksmith enters the ring and takes him on. After another set of grueling rounds of combat, the half-orc is declared the winner after knocking the blacksmith out. The victors take their share of gold and venture to the Oaken Inn for the night. They are greeted with cheers and a few rounds of ale and other forms of alcohol. Bernard gives them 2 rooms for the night. They all get a long rest and they level up to level 3. So, you guys wake up, it's around 7:30 in the morning. Day's yours. What do you want to do?
So if I remember correctly, we have to go and meet the guy. Before
Yes,
we
you have
head
to
out.
go out and meet the loggers for around about 9 o'clock.
Hey, what time is it now?
It's about 7:30 in the morning, so you've got an hour and a half to get prepared if you need to go and buy anything specific that you think you might need for your journey.
Mate, I'm still asleep. What are you on about?
Well, I think what I want to do, because we did say to, what was her name, Geraldine.
Geraldine. Yes.
I wanted to go and see if she wants us to get that done soon. 2 seconds.
Okay. So are you doing that just now before the rest of them get up, or are you getting up together? Or is we doing something?
I mean, I'm getting up and getting some fucking breakfast because I'm still fucking sore as fuck from that fight yesterday.
Cool. Cool.
Right, good
Because I'm sure it was you and Ari were bunking together, weren't you? And it was Vex
Correct.
and yeah. So Ari is sound asleep, sprawled across his bed, like starfish style, legs, one leg, one arm hanging off the bed. You can see some drool coming down the side of his mouth as he kind of kicks and snores. Yeah, he's still out cold. Do you want to wake him
I'll
up?
get up and I'll take away my little alarm system, and I'll walk up to Ari and I kind of like give him a small stroke over his head to see if he wakes up.
Nah.
Okay.
Out cold.
Alright, then I'll leave him for now, thinking that he might need the rest, and I'll head out into the rest of the tavern to have some brekkie.
Okay. Vex, what are you doing?
Gonna kind of like roll out of my bed, sort of like, and go in search of food and maybe some drink.
Are you getting food and drink first, Denock, before going to the shop?
Yeah, I'll have a quick
But-
munch before I head.
Right, so Ari is still out cold, just
Would
snoozing.
before the loggers would go, would they be in like a preparation stage before going? With
The loggers
header?
have been up. The loggers, the way they've done it is they've been up early doors since like 5 a.m. starting the path, like clearing a certain area as to where the path's going to start. So their group is basically just waiting on you guys to arrive to then go and start your scouting and start marking the pathway that you will then take, or they will then like cut down and go for there.
Right, okay. Because I actually want to get a rough time frame after them if I can, and then go to the store to discuss.
Okay.
Like if she's needing that stuff done soon, or if it can be done later.
I think she specified. I think she said it doesn't have any.
Yeah,
penalty.
I'm pretty sure she specified basically saying that just get it done when you can. I think
Right, so there's no.
there's no
You didn't
rush
need
to
to
get
worry
it
about
done.
the meats and stuff.
Aye, the meats are fine. They're being preserved. However they preserve meats,
Okay, right.
most likely salt.
Because I couldn't remember that, and I've just
Yeah,
magically remembered. I'll
remember
just be like, all right, never mind then. I'll chill and then go with the rest of the group to the loggers when they're ready.
Aye. So he's all. Is Ari still sleeping?
Yep.
Right. Sound. So
Passed out. Oh,
you guys exit your rooms and you greet each other. You notice that you and Denock and Vex look in the room and just see Ari half hanging over the bed, tongue drooling, just.
Should be maybe. Nah, never mind.
I mean, it's one of those times you don't want to wake up.
It's like when you get told to wake up somebody who's sleepwalking.
I'm half expecting someone to get a cold bucket of water.
Oh, we didn't ken that. The first time you wake up.
Never said that.
Like, I mean, we all
So-
love you, so we're not gonna just like rudely wake you up.
So you just walk down the hallway towards the main kind of seating area, and Bernard is behind the bar. You can smell just cooked meats, fresh, the smell of fresh bread wafting in from the kitchen as well. So you see Bernard and he goes, "Oh, good morning."
good morning, there, Bernard. You got some breakfast for us?
"Oh, yes. What can I get?"
Oh, just some meats, maybe some fresh bread, because I can smell it. Look, that's just good. I want it.
Oh, yes. We also have our own style of, well, you know, the orc community, Groll. They've started. I don't know what it is, but they've brewed this liquid and it wakes you up, and it's good, but it tastes a bit groundy, a bit rough. We've also got some
Is
of that
that-
if you fancy it.
Is that coffee?
I don't know what they're calling it, but
Can I smell
It
some?
sounds fucking wonderful, Bernard.
yeah, aye. Give me a wee second. You see how he grabs this, like a silver tankard jug, with like a sealed top, and he pours it out, and it's like a really, really dark liquid, kind of thick in its appearance, and he hands you up a metal kind of cup looking item. Aye, go on. Aye, you try it.
Yeah, you pour me some. Bernard, what's this place called?
That is coffee.
What's this place called?
Ah, you little tavern here.
The Oaken Inn.
the Oaken Inn. Wonderful.
Also, as this is happening, you hear a loud ruckus coming from Ari's general direction as he comes sauntering down the hallway with a little bit of a skip in his step, as if combat before the night before doesn't even faze them. So he is now grouped up with you as he is ready to get underway, and if he's wanting breakfast, he's most likely going to do what he does.
Morning, guys. Everyone sleep well?
Morning, Harry.
Good morning,
Yeah,
Ari.
man.
How are you today?
I'm very good, thank you. Yes.
You want
Good
some
fight
breakfast?
last night. Oh, I'll have 3 chickens, please.
Ari,
Yeah. Burn it. 3 chickens for the lad.
Ari, we don't have chickens right now. You ate them all yesterday.
Oh, okay,
You got
just
any other meats for the
um,
lad?
Got
Aye, I'll bring him something out as he goes and
Fantastic.
back through the back kitchen area, and you just hear him, and you hear a plate smashing. You can tell the chef is probably getting a bit annoyed of the constant requests for chicken. It's not exactly.
Gotta go catch me some chickens.
Yeah, it's not exactly a huge commodity over this way. So you guys, you sitting at a table, or are you sitting at the bar, or what you doing?
Table.
Let's get a table. Just get like a nice
Cool.
selection. of
There's
stuff.
no other patrons that are awake at the moment, so you guys just sit at one of the nice kind of dark hand carved tables. It's kind of like a wavy S shape with little edges sticking out, all smoothly carved and stuff like that, and varnished, so it's really nice and dark. About 15 minutes pass, and Bernard comes out with like a push trolley full of like large platters of sausages, bacons, different types of cooked meats, some ribs that you've seen. He's just basically just piled things in.
Oh,
And
mate,
then
is that-
on the undercarriage has got 2 big tankards of this prototype styled drink, and some big loaves of like crusty bread. And he pushes it over, and he just says, "Hey, 1 silver, please."
Yeah,
here you
not a
go.
problem. Here's 2 for the inconvenience.
Oh, thank you, lad. Thank you. And he goes back to the bar and starts polishing up some cups and glasses and stuff like that.
Drop down the 1 silver.
So you guys eat. Another maybe half an hour passes as you consume all of everything that is on the plates. Those massive tankards of as what is now known as coffee. And all the meats and breads, and Ari is still sitting there looking as if he's wanting more. What do you
We'll
want to
make
do
sure
now?
to get you some more, Ari, once we head into town.
What do you want to do?
I'm still half asleep at this point, so I'm just like.
So, wait, no, what time is it roughly? Do you think?
It's just after 8 a.m. So
And
you've got about 55 minutes before you need to meet the loggers.
Does anyone know the time frame we'll be doing this gig for?
Well, they did mention that it was gonna be a couple days, so I'm assuming we should get equipped, make sure that we have rations, and then head out into this fucking swamp, because that's exactly where I want to be with my heavy armor.
Yeah, ration sounds like a good idea.
So
I will get up. Well, first I will look around this establishment,
Mhm.
just to kind of make sure everything's copacetic. No one's like looking at us funny. Or...
roll my perception check.
Oh dear,
Walked right into
I
that
have
one.
no bonuses. And it's okay.
It's just you guys. You are just sitting, mind your own business at this time of the morning. The rest.
Oh,
the other
we're
patrons-
alone.
Yep.
Oh, okay. All right. Well then, lads, shall we head out?
I just like nods. Well, yeah.
Maybe get you some more chickens, Ari.
Oh, chickens.
Ah, he's my new spirit animal.
I don't know. He's such a mood.
Vex,
So as you guys leave the inn, you're greeted by the sounds of the small town and the surrounding like forestry area. So like the chirps of birds and the crickets and toads ribbiting and things like that. You hear the clanging of metal on metal from the area of the blacksmith. Locals are walking around talking about like their farming yields, because the town around, or like the surrounding kind of houses, have a lot of them have got little small farms, if you know what I mean.
Mhm.
Like they've got their own like fenced in areas where they grow specific things. So they're given a task to grow, say, corn, for example. So the locals are walking around talking about their yields essentially, and that's it. And you know, the shop is nearby. It's across the way, a few minutes walk. He's heading there.
Yep.
Yeah,
Might be
absolutely.
worthwhile to pick up some extra rations.
Cool. So you head over to the general store, and you are greeted by Geraldine inside, with her long silver hair and her silver horns and things like that, and her light red skin. Uh, she is quite surprised for people being in the store at this time of the morning. She's
Good
just
morning,
walking.
Geraldine. Oh,
Oh, morning.
how are you doing today,
I'm
love?
good. How are you?
Fucking wonderful. Right. We need some supplies. We're gonna be heading out of town for a couple days. Is there anything you recommend we bring with us? You know the area better than we do.
Of course, of course. So she rattles off, or she walks around and is telling you basically what's in stock. And she's got a few backpacks for carrying general wares. And she picks these backpacks up. They're like a dark leather, kind of browny leather, puts them on the counter and says, now these can hold up to it's about 30 pounds in weight. And you can strap things to the bottom of them, whether they be torches or bedrolls or things like that. Um, she mentions that she's got a few bedrolls in stock, along with blankets and candles. And she's walking around and basically telling you all this stuff. And she's got lamps, oils, a few potions of healing. She also has rations, which are like your dried nuts, dried meat, breads, things like that. And she's got a few two-man tents, and she also has some torches. That's what she has in stock.
Okay.
I'll take a tent. I'm not sure if I
Okay.
have a bedroll. Explore this back. What is
Yeah, I'm
under?
gonna need a bedroll as well as something else. I'll let.
She has 4 bedrolls in stock.
Oh, just enough.
I think I might have one. Yeah, I have a bedroll already. Yeah, I'll take a tent. Some extra rations. Say like 10 days worth or something. Right, and
Well, she's got 12, like, we'll say boxes of rations, and one ration pack is 1 day.
Yeah.
1 day's worth of rations is like,
oh
yes,
yeah, but
essentially, and she has 12 packs. So she's got a total of 12 days worth of rations just now. Of course, they're
Okay.
only a small store. It's not like they've got lots of.
I'll take 3.
Okay.
I've got a bunch ready, so I'll not be taking much.
No bother.
And yeah, one of these backpacks you were talking about.
Okay. So as you're talking about this, she lifts up the backpack and kind of opens it, and you can see it's well made. There's lots of pockets and things like that, and she starts putting your rations in there along with your tent. She rolls it up and then attaches it to the underside of the backpack, and then like ties the leather knots into it. Is that you?
You said you had an oil lamp or something.
We have 2 in stock, and you can see them. These sitting on the shelf. It's like they're made of just iron. They've been probably just been fashioned at the blacksmiths, the local blacksmiths. Crude in design, but they're effective in their job. She's got 2 of them available, and with 1 flask of oil, they burn for 6 hours, and it's a cast bright light for 15 foot and dim light for 30 feet.
How many of those flasks of oil?
Flasks of oil, she has 12 in stock.
Oh, plenty.
Sure. I'll take 4 flasks and 1 lamp.
Right, okay, so I need to write this down actually because, well, I just do. There's no reason behind it actually. I'll just use this pen. This will do. Saves me trying to keep notes on my iPad, makes life difficult. So 1 tent, 3 rations. As she's like putting all this into your rucksack, we'll say.
Yeah.
1 bag. How many flasks? 2.
4.
4 flasks. 4
Yep.
flasks. Oil and 1 lantern. Yeah.
Correct.
Right. Okay. She kind of
How
looks
much
up and
would
goes.
that ring me? Lovely.
That is 110 is 2 gold, 3 rations. That's 24 gold. How many silver is in a gold again? Is it 10 or 100?
10, I think, or
10.
No,
Right.
no, wait, 10 copper to silver.
no, there's 100.
I think it's 100. Is it 100 copper for a silver, 100 silver for a gold?
Yes.
Right.
Alright,
Cool.
it's only
Just
10.
checking.
Alright,
Yeah, I wasn't sure. It changes for a lot, so right. Okay, that's fine. It's 15. 1 bag is 2 gold. 4 flasks of oil. That's 4 silver. And 1 lamp is 5 silver. So 5 silver, 9, 20, 20. 20. No wait, aye. 24 silver and 4 gold for all that. And she just says, "That's 24 silver, 4 gold, please." And she
Yeah, not a problem.
backs
Here you
everything
go,
up
lad.
for you. No bother, so
Pleasure.
just mark all that in your character sheet and your
24 silver.
24 silver, 4 gold. And she turns around, and I'll have to mark this down actually on my thing. 4, so that's 8. And 1 lamp left. And she turns around and looks to the other people, the other like members of your group, we'll say, and goes, "Can I help you, gentlemen?"
I could do with another couple of days of rations, maybe 3.
Okay, perfect.
You wouldn't happen to have a hammock by any chance, would you?
No, sadly, I've only got
Sadly.
bedrolls.
I think we're going into a swamp, so being on the
I do
ground.
have,
while
we do
sleeping is
have
probably a
thick
bad idea.
blankets. If maybe improvise with them, maybe.
I tried that once and I wound up with my head in the mud. So
Oh,
I'll
yeah,
live.
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
live.
I
I'll live.
wouldn't do
I'll live.
that.
Quick
Okay.
correction, guys. Just so we don't get confused in the future. 10 silver is 1 gold. So
Sweet.
You just want to wing it with this now then, and then correct it from there on.
yeah,
That would be
yeah,
5
yeah,
gold,
that's fine.
9
It-
silver. 5 gold, 9 silver. That's how much is in total then.
Yeah, that's fine. So in total, it goes in 10 increments, not in 100.
Right, 10 increments.
So
Right,
100
okay.
copper is 1 silver, and 10 silver is 1 gold.
Right, okay, cool. Right, no worries. That's perfect. It's good to know. So how many rations would you like, sir?
3, please, if that
3.
is available.
That's perfect. And she just says that's 1 gold and 5 silver.
No problem. Here you go.
Mark that down, no worries. She also mentions that she has 3 small vials of potions of healing as well, but they're 50 gold each. Quite expensive little
Yeah, yeah.
things.
I don't know.
Can you afford?
Yeah. Anybody else need anything?
I turned to Ari and I'm like, Ari, do you have a backpack, mate?
I'll need a backpack.
Okay.
Oh, wait, actually, no, I've got a explorer's pack on me.
I love the voice just went from "Ooh" to no, I've got that."
No.
Got an explorer's pack.
Wait
what-
till he rages and just like.
what dog-
And does the explorer's pack come with a backpack in it?
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
I assume so. You put it in there.
I mean, it's better than a religion kit.
It does. I've got.
Right,
explorer's
okay,
pack,
cool.
So I've already got a backpack.
Right,
Harry,
no worries.
if I buy the 10,
Right.
would you
Is anyone else going to take the second oil lamp? Because do not let Harry near it.
I mean,
I love
I've
Scott's
already
face.
got one, so
Dire for force burn down. Oh no.
I've already
She
got
also
one.
has sets of candles that are in bundles of 4, fishing kit, grappling hooks, blocks and a block and 1 block and tackle. That was hard to say. Plus torches, like
I'll
like
take the
made
fishing stuff.
torches. You're going to take what? Sorry.
I'll take the fishing stuff. Can I please have 5 days worth of rations?
Yep. She has 1 day's worth of rations left now.
Right, cool.
So
I'll
that'll
take the
be-
last one.
Wait,
Uh,
how? 'Cause you had 12. 3, 3, and 5.
Oh, Seb bought 4. Seb said he wanted 4.
I said 3.
3 to 3. Because 3 and 3 is 6.
I bought 4 flasks of oil, not
Yeah.
4
Right.
rations.
Oh, 3 rations. Right. Okay. So she's got two rations left.
Okay.
That's fine. I thought you said 4. That's fine. So
No,
that's
I'll take 4. I'll take 4.
you'll take 4. Right. Fuck me.
So leave 3.
So you got 4 days worth of rations. So that is 2 gold. And you said you wanted the fishing kit.
Aye, the fishing kit. I'm assuming I'll need the tackle.
It comes with it.
Block and tackle is for lifting things up.
Yeah, block and tackle is different. The fishing kit comes with
It's
everything.
like
in,
a pulley.
like
I'll
aye.
just get. You get
The
tackle.
block and tackle is a set of pulleys with a cable system through them, with one hook on one end, and allows you to hoist up to 4 times the weight you can normally lift.
Alright. That's
So
fine.
that's like if you need to lift fucking, I don't know, a
Do
bale
we
hay
need
or-
that?
How much is it?
What you saying?
How much is
How
the
much-
block and tackle?
1 gold piece.
I mean,
I'll take
I could take that. Are you sure? Because I.
Yeah, no, I got
probably
it.
carry quite a lot.
I'm,
so
I'm
I-
the one who's gonna be using it because I have the most strength. So. Oh well, actually.
I was going to say he's a
might not.
barbarian.
I've got 18.
Yeah.
I've got 18 strength with
Yeah, you
4
take
modifier.
it. You take it.
Right. Okay. So so that's 3 gold, 5 silver for your stuff, Ari,
And a bedroll.
and a bedroll. That's another gold. So that's 4 gold, 4 silver, 4 gold, 5 silver.
Right, so Ari just like goes over with a bunch of coins in his hand, and you hear him like trying to count. He's like, and he just like extends his hand towards her, and she, because he can't count.
She looks and goes, "Oh, okay, Ari," and then takes out the necessary amount that is required.
Right. We'll have to talk about that, Ari, because Geraldine might be a nice lassie, but if we ever come across someone else, that might not really be a smart move.
Walks up to a prostitute in the city centre. With
Yeah,
two
it's just
money
like,
in her
oh
hand,
yeah, thank
Excuse
you.
me.
How
Broke
many did you
as
say there?
fuck.
Five gold and how many silver?
It was 4 gold, 5 silver.
4
The
gold, 5
most
silver.
expensive lay ever.
Excuse me, give me a good time. And after she's said, "Are you finished, Ari?"
Aye.
Right. Okay. And she looks over to Vex and just asks politely if are you needing anything?
No, that's all I was after was the rations. Thanks very much.
Okay.
Me now.
Okay.
Me now. Me last.
Dinoc.
I'll take the rest of the rations.
Right. Okay. So that's only 1 day's worth because
So-
Sean bought 4.
Yep.
So that's
That's
5
2.
silver. No, there was 6 left and you bought 4.
3.
Hey, can we just get on with
Two,
this
yeah,
shit? Cause like,
Anyway, she has 1.
I'll take 1 flask of oil.
Right. Okay. So that's 6 silver.
And then I turn to Harry and I'm like, Harry, if I buy the tent, would you be willing to carry it?
Yes, Mr. Dinook.
Right. Motion for the tent.
Okay. Perfect.
And then
Uh,
and then I give it to Harry.
Right. No worries. So that is 2 gold and 6 silver.
And then a bedroll and blankets.
A bedroll and blankets.
Yes. Well, like just
Won't
one.
be one
blanket.
sweaty man in a swamp.
mate, you're in a fucking moist as fuck swamp. Like, what are you?
This is for future, man. Get to sit while I can.
So
Yeah, and how are you gonna keep that shit dry when we're in there?
Or
he'll
we can
find. No,
find it for
the backpacks have been treated for their location.
Can I go up to Geraldine? Okay. Geraldine, miss, a question. You see this
Okay.
here armor? I'm
Mhm.
quite concerned that if we go out into the swamp, this shit's gonna rust. Do you have some kind of oil I can treat it with?
I've only got normal oil.
Right.
Normal like
Yeah.
flasks
Well,
of oil.
that's unfortunate. Right. Well, yeah, it is what it is then. I
Right,
guess I'll
The
be a rust.
blacksmith might have that.
And then
I guess it'll just be a rust bucket in a couple days.
Wait a minute.
Well-
I have a question. Couldn't we take one of the blankets, punch some holes in it, and then use it as a kind of makeshift hauberk, cover your armor with it while you're in the swamp?
I
Might
mean,
reduce the rust.
good point. I'll do that.
Right. Okay. We'll finish dealing with Donald's requests first.
I
Donald,
think that's
is that you? So you're at 3 gold, 6 silver.
I count it out and
Yep.
hand it over. So
She
what was
goes,
it?
"Oh, thank
3
you,"
gold
and then
and
3 gold, 6 silver. and you want you want a few blankets to try and cover your armor. Is that what you're aiming for?
Yeah, you can
I
get
will-
cut a few
I
holes,
will-
you can get his arms out. And
I will get some cloth and like leather straps from Geraldine, and then I will attempt to make a hauberk out of it.
Okay, so we'll just say 2 copper for
Sure.
that kind of thing, because I've not actually written that down. She finds some cloths and some leather straps in the back, comes through and just takes 2 copper off you, and you spend the next, I don't know, 10 minutes trying to make was that a cloak?
No, it's like a hauberk is just like the cloth piece that goes over your armor, and that just looks like padding.
Right. Okay.
it's
Right.
like a
Okay.
big, thick sort of like
So
medieval jacket.
you
type
spend the
thing.
next 10 minutes just making a rough kind of quickly made up form of
Yeah.
that, and it covers your armor. It's
I
now
am hot as fuck. No, I'm not, because I'm fire resistant. Never mind.
You're not temperature resistant.
Well, I literally bleed fire. So.
Oh, that's lovely. So after all this, you're nearing around 8:45. So you've got about 15 minutes to get to
Um,
the
and
loggers.
Fight feed
Alright.
the rabbits. Feed the rabbits.
Aye,
Oh.
that's the rabbit alarm.
That's the rabbit alarm. So
Rabbit alarm.
you guys leave Geraldine's shop, and she just waves goodbye to you and goes back to her daily, whatever it is she does. As you exit,
Go
You-
feed the rabbits.
you hear Ari shouting he needs to go feed the rabbits, even though there is no rabbits in Dark Hollow, but it's fine. Uh,
Say that now. Just you wait.
Yeah,
These
say that now.
massive fucking giant dire rabbits underneath the ground that Harry's been feeding for years.
Exactly. So, as you guys head towards the meeting area, you walk past members of the local militia who give nods of respect to the victors of the fighting pits. They kind of just give you a wait, good day, towards
Kinda like
Valeri
good
and
smile.
Ari. Ari is none the wiser as to why they're nodding at him. He's just minding his own business, enjoying his new blanket. And Valeri seems to be soaking in said praise. Eventually, you come upon the group of loggers. There's maybe around 20 of them. All grizzled men and dwarves with shirts and leathers. All of them are carrying heavy wood-cutting axes, like none of the small little hand ones, the big beefy things for chopping down trees, the big huge things. There are a few guards with them that seem ready to go on this adventure, we'll say, this journey, as a form of extra guard whilst you guys are out scouting.
Hey.
A large human walks up to you guys who seems to be like we'll say, leader. He seems quite burly looking. He greets you with a raised hand and a somewhat of a warm smile. He hands you the woodcutting axes just in case you need them. He also hands you bundles of wooden stakes, so there's 12 in total. And whoever wishes to carry them may carry them. Whether you want to strap them onto the bottom of your backpack is up to you, however you carry them.
Gestures at the
Aye,
hammer.
wooden stakes are like 2 foot long. They've got like metal spikes on the bottom, and they've got like a small metal plate that's been nailed like into it. And after he hands you them, he then hands you bundles of small candles and proceeds to explain to you that when you find the safest route, mark the arrow on the nearest tree as to the direction that the loggers take. Stick the stake in the ground, put the candle on top, and light it. Since you're in a dark swamp, they'll see the light and they'll know to go the direction. If you know what I mean.
Sweet.
So, just to clarify, they want
Mhm.
us to scout ahead,
Yeah.
and when we find the nearest route or the best route, sorry.
Yeah,
they
you
want
basically
us-
you'll do it in increments essentially. So you'll get to a certain point, and then
Yeah, no,
look
it's
around
it's
and then-
for my notes. So they
Yeah.
want us to scout ahead to find the nearest route, and then mark the direction on a tree, and then plant a stake in the ground and put a candle on top.
yes, and then light the candle so then it's the loggers can see it from a distance.
Okay.
And the candles have been specially designed to burn for at least 6 hours. Were you going to say something there, Donald?
No.
Alright, I thought you were going to say something. So, As everyone starts their journey into the swampy forest, the loggers have already cut a meager start, like a meager. in-
I'm here, guys.
Sorry
about that.
Harry comes running back after looking at a toad. He was kind of just prodding this toad. They've cut like a meager path that leads into the forest, so they've cut down all the long roots and the kind of think of the word vines. There we go, vines that come down from the trees. They've cleared all that away so you can at least get into the forest, and they've started laying the foundations of the pathway, which is like large wooden logs on their sides. So that's your beginning.
Mhm.
Yeah. So it's on yous now.
Alright, well, I'm a shite scout. I think I'll do that.
Right,
I
right.
second that notion.
So we know the general direction we want to go.
The general direction you want to go is to the east.
Right, so we want us to start heading east then.
Aye.
We have
Okay.
0 skills when it comes to this with our party comp.
Essentially, you want to start heading east. Yeah, that's towards the coast.
Let's find our way east.
Yeah, so you spend some time meandering your way through the forest. Swampy forest, we'll say. It's really dark, and when you enter the forest, you feel it's different from being in the town. You feel feels very heavy. The air feels thick, and you for lack of a better word, you feel it feels oppressing. Like feels like a weight is just.
So is it like dark or dim light dark?
It's yeah. You can't see really far because the only sunlight that's coming through is coming through from the canopies, from the top of the trees, and they're really dense forest. There's a lot of what are they called? Dragonflies? No,
Oh, yeah.
the ones that glow.
Yeah.
They're firefly. That's the word. That is the word.
Forgot.
Aye, they're buzzing around, and there's just lots of wildlife. We'll say lots of noises that some of you guys are very unaccustomed to. You spend the next few hours just walking, marking whichever direction you think is the safest. We'll say that it avoids like what looks like big, deep, murky puddles and other
unfortunate
massive
things.
obstacles that are in the way. So like fallen trees. You kind of work around them. The loggers, you would assume, would then cut through the trees and move them out the way, since there's a lot more of them. And it's about 6 hours later. You spend just making your way through this swamp, keeping an eye out. Can I get 2 people to make me a perception check, or 1 person with advantage?
Advantage.
I'm
to-
down with doing a perception check. I have 3.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, I'll give advantage to. Oh yeah, we do have a
Dino's
rogue.
probably got the best
Right, okay.
perception.
I'll do that then. Just that. So am I doing that with advantages? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you roll with advantage.
Right, hold on.
I'll be like making sure that you don't step into the mud when you're scouting ahead. For my knowledge, how deep do I sink into the ground here?
It's not. Okay, nice one.
Before that counts as a success.
Yeah, it's 20.
Okay, right.
yeah. You're not like putting your foot in it and going poof. You're maybe sinking about that much into this part where you're in. Yeah, that much. About half an inch into the mud.
Half
As
an
you're
inch, mate. I've got 7 for you. What?
That's playing to it. So 20. Jesus. Okay.
That's for most women.
So after you guys have spent about 6 hours just going through the swamp, marking certain areas, you take a break, and Donald has a look around to make sure that nothing out of the ordinary, we'll say, is occurring. But what he does see is these dancing lights, and
Oh shit.
he feels quite, I don't know, obligated. He feels like a churning in his stomach when he's looking at them. Feels a bit dizzy.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's what you see with that.
Oh, I'll like get everybody. It's like hold for a second. Did I in the general direction?
They're coming from your like northeast, so just no far off course from where you're going.
So
But you see them. They don't look ominous or evil looking. It's just they're multicolored lights that are just floating in different directions, lefts, rights, ups, downs, interweaving blues, greens, yellows, orange kind of colors. They're just floating effortlessly.
okay, I tell everybody to hold, and I just crouch down a little bit, and then I point into the direction. I'm like, something over there. Lots of different coloured lights.
Far away is this?
30 feet.
Yeah, about 30 feet that way.
Can I use my divine sense to see
Sure.
if something piques my interest here? I kind of
for
like sit. I kind of like take a knee, sit down, focus my senses, and then like try to pick up if there's any evil intent
No.
around.
You take the necessary time. You're down on your knee, kind of in a sort of trance-like state, like just focusing on these types, things that you're trying to find. Nothing piques your interest.
Right, whatever it is, it's not too dangerous.
They do seem to be moving further to the northeast in a slow pattern.
Away
Can
from
I
us.
get?
Boy.
Is everybody looking at them?
I mean,
I am, and
I've got
yeah.
my eyes closed, focusing on divine sense, but
I did point it out, so it's up to
I'm
them.
keeping an eye on them.
So threes are looking at them. Paul, Seb's, like praying. We'll say.
Oh, shiny.
I'll make sure
Can
to
I
keep
get it?
Harry in place. I'm like,
Ari's
Harry,
for sure looking at this.
Can I get the
Wise
three used to
man
make a
wants-
wisdom save?
alright,
Oh, shaft.
wisdom save.
Oh, shit. And so it begins.
Wisdom saving throw, yeah.
Oh, can I wanna. Wait, can I do that for
Ouch.
that? No, that's for skills, I think. Hold on.
I don't think you have anything as a verb. It's a shame we're not
Yeah,
level
no, I
6, 'cause
can't,
then you all get bonuses
I
from me.
can't do anything about that.
And Ari, can you make a wisdom save as well? Please. Sure.
Sure, why not?
So
if you're gonna
usually,
do a thing, could you just give me like
Oh, this-
3
I'm
seconds?
not just you three feel
I'm
that you have to follow these lights. Like you just feel something. It's a strange
Oh,
feeling in your gut, and you have to follow these lights. And
Was there?
Can I? What do I see from my perspective?
well, have you got your eyes
One
open?
Well, I've been praying.
You don't see anything if you don't
But
get your eyes
if
open.
I hear them walking, I'm probably gonna look at them like, what the fuck's happening?
So from what you're doing just now, you're on your knees, kind of trying to sense if anything ominous or evil is untowards.
Uh huh.
You don't hear them moving just yet, but you do hear Ari going, "Ooh, pretty lights," and you hear Vex going, "Oh, interesting."
Huh.
And then after you've finished your initial prayer, we'll say, you open your eyes and you make a wisdom save as well. Please.
Yeah.
I
Sure.
to say please. I feel like a
The-
rude bastard.
No, I was
It's like,
just
fucking
thinking-
do it!
I was just running things through my head.
No, it's like, yeah,
Wisdom save.
Yeah,
oh, I'm
man.
Fucking hell, man.
ouch! These woohoo!
You
So,
all suck ass.
These rolls.
these are the
Fantastic,
rough
guys.
rolls.
Well,
You get these
that's,
rolls out
the
the
end
way.
of campaign. What?
So you yourself as well, you kind of look at this light and you're sort of mesmerized in a way, and you look at your team. You've still got control of your body. You still have control of your mind. It's just you feel the need to follow these lights,
Yeah,
as if it's trying to guide you somewhere, essentially. Try to
Right, lads, onwards, march!
So you all spend 15 minutes just slowly walking, following these lights that are interweaving and dancing around the trees, and strangely enough, the lights are following as if it's following a preordained path, and they seem to be avoiding like the ominous kind of areas of this path. So they're not going near like the deep pools of mud and murk that are nearby. They're just following this path. So it takes you about 15 minutes, and you eventually come upon a bridge, which when it loads in is here. Tell me when it's loaded in.
Loaded in.
It's in.
Well then,
Seb?
Hmm?
Is your map loaded in?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you can put your icons like here, this is roughly where you guys are. On the map?
up like hang on,
Up
fucking
here, yeah.
go-
I never
Stop
thought
trying
about
to
the
hold
trees
that
getting in the way, but you know.
How do you do it again?
You drag
Go to your journal
drag
and
your-
then yeah, drag and drop. There you go.
Irish
So,
like 5 feet ahead. Like, let's go.
so you see the lights following up to this bridge and up the small arc, and then the bridge is built over like a muddy river. It's like a dark brown river because the bridge goes over, and then the lights go up and float just maybe above, about a foot, maybe half a foot above the actual concrete itself, and they start rotating. The lights in a circle, and they're getting faster and faster and faster. Can I get everyone to make another wisdom save, please?
God damn it.
And as this is happening, you hear a hum, a really loud hum, that makes you. Oh well, Donald's all right. And the bright flashing lights is just so. That's
Just
all you
Donald.
see. Sorry.
Just Donald is alright. 14 is not enough.
Nope.
Mate, we're level 3. Oh god.
And Ari, did you make one? Yeah.
Yeah,
No. Oh, you did. You got 14. Yeah, so that's fine. So Donald's the only one that actually manages to keep his eyes on what you see. So it's like a it's spinning really fast. It basically, and this loud hum, you fall like the three of yous who didn't pass fall to your one knee and try cover your ears as this loud hum. You ever heard what? You know how when dogs it hits a certain frequency, dogs go crazy. That's essentially what's
Basically,
happening.
tinnitus.
Tinnitus. Aye.
Oh,
So that's what you're hearing in your ears, and the three of you that failed they're clutching down on your knees. You're holding your head. Only Dinoc is managing to keep his eyes on this. So what you basically see is something like that. If you look at the screen.
Alright.
that looks unpleasant.
So this is
For those, it's
it's-
kind of like a portal. For those that are listening and watching.
yeah, it's similar to what you would guess would be a plane portal. It's spinning faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. There's like arcs of different coloured lightning just shooting off it, and then it just suddenly goes quiet. And what you see, just a figure on the bridge. And Scott, can you describe your character?
Oh my fucking
Motherfucker. This piece of shit.
Ah,
I will
fucking knew it.
slap you to next Sunday. Oh boy, there's gonna be fucking hell to pay.
That's some
Dude.
expectations.
He's fucking crumbled! Yes!
You know how hard it is to sit here quiet, listening to you guys, and knowing.
Right, see the entire like that caught me so off guard.
Very
The
Okay.
entire time I've been sitting here like
Like,
fucking
just-
putting spells back into my character sheet. It's
I
just
know.
the
I
fact
love the
that
fact that you guys
Scott's
are like, fuck. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Fuck. So, Scott, on you go, bud.
So, what stands before you guys is a drow standing roughly 5'9". Slim build,
Finally.
toned, showing years of training, possibly exploration. Features are sharp, well proportioned, and like the others of his race, skin as black as obsidian. Long snow white hair flows down his back, and his eyes are blood crimson. His eyes are focused, observant, shifting. They seem to hold a wee bit trauma behind. Over his toned form sits a lightly armoured, finely leathered coat-like robe with a hood fixed to it, and fixed to him by several leather belts. The coat is black, yet in the light, hints of purple metal lining can be seen. Hanging around his neck on a fine chain rests a small, expensive-looking silver amulet. Powerful energy can be felt from this trinket. His left hand is gloved and protected by a sleek black adamantine gauntlet in which the fingertips have been sharpened into very small claws. Small glyphs and runes can be seen in the metal. The right hand is ungloved, and his slim fingers wear several jewelled and engraved rings. A decorative short sword and various pouches hang from the left side of his coat. He holds himself like a noble, yet something about this one seems haunted. His thin lips slowly curl into a sly smirk.
Right, and like since I've seen him, and I'm assuming the other two are just kind of like bloody vision. I just kind of crouch and summon a blade behind my back,
Mm-hmm.
just in case.
Okay.
I love how all of us are smiling right now.
This was
How
not
much
expected.
autonomy do we have over ourselves currently?
Sorry?
How much autonomy do we have over ourselves currently?
Yous were never controlled.
No,
We were
but
just kinda like-
I mean, like, can I, like, is that sound still happening, or like,
No,
what's
the,
the
the sound stopped when like the gate opened, and Scott's character walked out. Essentially, as if an planar, is that the right word?
Linear.
Yeah.
Planial
Interplane
like
portal.
portal is just opened and something's just come through from another plane of existence.
Gotcha.
That's essentially what it was, like a tear but more controlled.
In that case, I am 100% draw my sword, put my shield up front, and start like walking up, sort of sword over hand. Who are you? And what brings you here?
Still with my
So-
blade behind my back.
Scott's character is currently standing in the center of the bridge, which is roughly 20, 25 feet away from the three of you guys, four of you guys.
Just casually looking around, just trying to get a feel for the place.
Harry
like
just
sheep.
like grips his great axe, just whips it out in front of him, and he's like teeth drawn, just staring down right at this drow.
Harry,
Quite welcome.
Harry, just calm down for now.
I should give you a
Okay.
backstory on Drow in my world. Drow, they're not vilified by all. They are like they do exist, but it is like your traditional Drow in the Underdark. But there are a few that make a good name for themselves, if you know what I mean. Similar to like what Driz done, but his kind of stature is very rarely gained. So they're not. They are very rare to see in the world, but they do exist.
So it's
So-
not like Sword Coast where they're just like, it's a drow, they're clearly a cunt.
Yeah, people are very wary of them still, but they won't outright run to try and kill them.
I'm a
Essentially,
devil with angel wings. I'm not prejudiced towards anyone.
Yeah. No one's
Hey, you look
judging
like-
here.
That being said, I'm gonna just slam like one claw of the armature into a nearby tree, kind of haul myself back up and glare in the direction of this drow like, fucking why?
I just kind of yells like, state your name and your intentions.
Yeah, that's
Did
literally
you
what
forget
I'm
your
doing.
sheriff hat back in the town.
So my response is, "Where am I?"
In a
That's a
fucking swamp.
very solid question.
I do a John Travolta.
Somewhere in fuck bum
So-
nowhere, mate.
What realm?
You four know exactly where you are
Right.
on this world.
Yes, I know, but we're still in the middle of fucking nowhere in that
Yeah, you
particular
missed,
location.
you missed my meaning. You
He's
four
talking
know
about
where
this
you
world.
are on this plane, on this world.
Hmm.
He doesn't.
He does. Ah.
I know nothing.
Right, so like here's
He is
that.
So
John
what
throwing it up in
plane
this
are
picture.
we on? Because I don't know.
You're on the prime material plane of the world of Nexus.
Right. Okay.
He is not from Nexus.
Right.
He did just come out the gate.
Yeah.
Judging by where my character's power comes from, I wouldn't know where he's from, but I'd know he's maybe come from somewhere else. As like I say,
Make an
I'm
insight
here.
check.
Make an insight check. Which am I making it against
You're not making it against
Yeah.
anything. You're just.
Drow? Insight check. I've got advantage against living creatures. Oh god, that's horrible.
You know he's from someplace.
It's from somewhere.
Hearing his question of where he is,
Mhm.
I'm going like, what do you mean by where you are?
This looks nothing from what I was in before. It was a cave earlier. Now I'm in a swamp.
Hmm,
You know
This
what
isn't where I
world
wanted
you
to be.
are on. Are you aware what world you are on?
No.
Well, then
As
let
you
me
ask
enlighten-
these questions, you see a reaction on his face as if it's that question is something that seems to be asked frequently. So he's not surprised by you saying, "Do you know what world you're on?" He's just kind of, nah, as if it's a frequent thing that he does.
He's Planeswalker.
Well, friend, let me enlighten you.
And
You are currently on the primal plane of Nexus. Does that mean anything to you?
Absolutely nothing. Quite a distance away from Faerun, actually.
Yes, I would. Faerun, have I heard that before? Have I heard that before?
No.
You just say Pharaoh.
Make a history check
Me or
if you want. Yeah.
alright?
Is there something wrong with this one?
Yeah. You don't worry about that.
It's-
for now.
No, no, there's
Well,
nothing
it's
wrong
not-
with him.
It's not that there's something wrong. There was an accident.
I see.
He needs some more time to catch on.
From that role, you know that there is other planes of existence, and one of you during your like training and travels and getting taught and things like that, you did hear like a mentor tutor mention another plane called Faerun, but that's all you know.
Right, yeah, that would be quite a ways away from here. Well, friend, I then suggest you join us for now, and we will get you back to town so we can figure out what to do there.
What brings you to this area?
We're currently exploring a.
Whoa! We're on a top secret mission. You can't tell him. We don't know him.
It's quite alright, Ari. Our
We're
top
cutting-
secret mission is not of life importance.
We're cutting a path which you kind of strayed us from. So we're going to have to make a way back.
Mind if I
Yes.
tag along?
Not at all. I think.
I am a bit. So, Jordan, pull my hood up.
Yeah,
So
just
when you
get them
pull, you see his long, stark white hair and his obsidian skin and his blood crimson red eyes as he pulls his hood up, and the hood seems to cover the vast majority of his face, like as if there's a sorm. Nice
Swarm.
one. Tried to say sort of and form in one word. A form of like illusionary enchantment on the hood itself, and all you see is just the white tips of his hair coming down underneath the hood.
Are
Yeah,
his eyes glowing crimson?
they're not glowing. They're more of a shine.
Shiny.
Yeah.
It was always like that, friend.
This building, is this visible?
I was born with
Get
these,
to that.
friend.
That's fine. That's. Sorry, I've had some nasty run-ins with people with glowing crimson eyes before.
On
Safe,
that note,
safe.
Jordan, John's character notices like a spark of orange through my eyes. Can you do that?
Yeah. Give me a minute. I need to actually. I need
Scott,
to Scott,
can
character
you-
sheet. Give me a second.
Yeah, I know.
Scott-
I can't see my character thing. My sheet on me.
Scott, can you send me the image of your character?
Can you see it in the bottom?
Jordan's
They
got
watch
that.
Sneaker
stuff.
Totem. Oh, I've still I need to fucking send my thing back as well. Just-
There you go, Scott. You can now see your sheet, bud.
Yay! Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, I heard
I'm
Sean.
here. It's me.
When we were talking earlier, did you know that you were coming to play with us?
I've been planning this all week.
You cunt.
Mate, we've been planning this since like Wednesday.
I've been on frequent FaceTime calls with Jordan planning this out.
I hate you so fucking much right now.
See when you
And yeah, I can hear him smile.
see,
It all makes so much sense now.
see
It's like
when
every time I
he's
sent
like,
you a question for like the last 3 days, and you're just like, And I'm like,
it's just-
Scott wasn't doing work stuff. Fuck work. Scott was waiting to launch the game.
it was just the fact. It was just like, see, it's fucking stupid. It's like,
Jordan, can you send me Scott's character image?
I don't actually have it. The image. Wait a minute.
He wants to make a
a
token.
An
a proper
icon.
token.
Oh yeah, sorry. There it is for you, Seb. In the
I'll
chat.
have to try and get one designed at some
Ooh, I used that image before. Ooh,
Yeah, it was the first one that I seen and it looked cool.
It's nice.
that's cool.
Yeah,
So
okay.
as this is all kind of happening, you manage. Can I get somebody to make me a perception check? Straight roll,
I'll make.
just one person.
I'll make another one.
Okay.
Oh damn it! I don't think I'm going to waste the point. Nah, it's
That's
probably a
enough.
15 in it.
So with that, you just basically see on the other side of the bridge, you just see like trees and shadow.
Okay.
You can't see anything much more than this. Also, Scott didn't say his character's name. If he
No.
wants to introduce his actual character's name to the group.
So I'll say it's like, if you're willing to come with us, we'll need a name.
You may call me Drin.
Oh, that's
Drink.
that's good.
My name's Harry. Nice to
For-
meet you.
Pleasure to
Pleasure
make
to
you
meet you, Harry.
Is that two N's?
For-
Any chance?
For people, it's DRY single N.
Alright, YN.
Yeah, YN, just for
He has a full name. It's just for reasons he doesn't use it anymore.
yeah. There's reasons.
Just, we're just like sort of like armature still against the tree, just sliding back down. Like,
Dissipate my
it's
knife
like
at this
hydrant.
point.
Ooh,
How's it going?
that's pretty.
Pleasure to meet you. Beautiful.
Right. So did I just
I'm
save
back.
that, Seb?
Ooh.
Yeah, you save it and then upload it in the sheet.
Right, okay. Yeah, I'll do that. Give me a
Hold
second.
on. That's optional.
I'll save this on all for you.
Wait,
So
wait, wait,
as
wait,
this is happening,
wait.
you do see in the background that there is a pathway after this bridge, but that's all you can make out.
Okay.
That one's more centered.
So what do you want to do?
Well, I'm
All right.
Well,
Oh,
I suggest we turn back.
Well,
try and get back on
young
track.
Master Drin, I suggest you join ranks and we explore this here, whatever the fuck that might be.
You want to explore it?
Well, you don't think it's strange there's a random building
You
in the
can't
middle
see
of
it.
the swamp?
You can't see that.
What do you mean?
Donald couldn't make it out. You just
Yeah, I
see,
could
you
make
know,
it.
over
Oh.
the other side of the bridge, what Donald could make out was a pathway leading somewhere, and he can make out just the edge of like a metal fence, and
I'll
that's
point
pretty
you
much
out
it.
the path. I was like,
Oh,
I could
sorry.
I could see that there's a pathway, but I suggest we get back on track with the mission.
That's probably a good idea.
Now you can say that you want to explore.
Lead the way.
Oh, you see it right.
Yeah, but now that you phrased it that way, I can't because reasons. Alright. Alright. And then I suggest we.
Fucking walk there.
Right, alright.
Yeah, you
Alright.
fucked it.
Alright. Right, I see the path. I'm like, there's a path further on. Do you want to check it out?
Can't see
Harry's
no
already
harm in
running
doing
down it.
Oh god, Ari's running down it. So
Oh god.
as you guys are all debating whether or not you should venture forth across the bridge, you just see Ari bolting right across, right past Drin. Drin's kind of, he's like, what?
I kind of whisper to Dino,
Alright, get back here and I'll
Oh,
start running
shit.
after him.
are you
Yeah,
sure
yeah.
there's nothing wrong with that one?
Like I say,
Listen,
We're
listen.
beginning to wonder.
He's a particular kind of, acquired taste.
So
we'll
as
look
you
into
all-
that later.
you can move your token as well, Scott.
Also, you can do this.
Don't draw things. Don't draw penis.
I didn't draw a penis, but I've drawn something in this scene.
Shit, Jordan, you
I
fucked
can't.
up.
It's a dark map.
Big ol'
I'm clearing
Oh
it
yeah,
off.
just sit on top of me, Scott. Why don't you?
Sorry? Oh,
You
sorry.
put your thing on top of
So, John, stop it. So, I need to get rid of that. Like, stop drawing it. It's so distracting. So, as you all venture forward trying to catch up with Ari, you turn around the corner and you notice a towering, crumbled ruin of what looked like an old ancient tower.
John, the tree.
There is like rotted wrought iron fences that go around it, and there is a few like marked gravestones with some statues overlooking the gravestones that they're all standing in like a position of strength. Like there's one that's standing holding a giant sword in front of it. There's also another statue holding an axe in a warrior stance, and there's also another one with two twin swords crossed in front. That's what you can make out as you run closer.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
How far away from the tower are we?
From there, you're about 40 or 50 feet away from the crumbled entrance.
Yeah, we'll
Hello, is anyone live here?
Gentlemen, I
Hello?
say
Are
we
you
take a
shouting
moment.
this, Ari?
Yeah.
Oh
Cool.
no.
Just keep check.
Gentlemen, I think we take a second. Give me a moment, please. And I'll sit down on my knees again, and I'll use my divine sense to see if anything strange picks up again.
Give me a second.
Anything out of the ordinary.
No, you didn't pick anything up.
Just a spitter.
Nothing so far, gentlemen. I think then perhaps we should see what this is all about.
Well, I'll stay at the back.
I
I'm
was
just-
gonna say, Master Dinox, since you are the more
Ari's
stealthy.
been shouting.
True.
If you think there's anything inside this
All
building,
right, time to knock on the door, lads.
already made aware of the fact that you've had a giant half-orc going, "Hello!"
Yeah,
Ari,
Basically.
which I tried to
Stay
shut.
I
behind
think
me.
your loud friend has managed to wake something.
Yeah, that's quite all right.
This
Right.
area looks sketch.
I will walk up and see if there is a door or a way in, or
Okay, make an investigation check.
Can I give him advantage on that?
No. It's not nice saying no to your players.
You have to say it.
I know, I've got to say it sometimes.
You
So-
gotta be like, no.
With that, all you really notice is on the ground as you see like just before the entrance or the ruined, because it's basically like a giant hole that's half crumbled like outward and half crumbled inward. The aforementioned door would have been there, but yeah, it's not there anymore. What you do see with that is on the ground there are multiple different kinds of footprints. You see like humanoid looking footprints, lizard like footprints, where's my other thing? And like paw prints, things like that, just all intermingled together, so you can't necessarily figure out what might be inside this, if there is anything inside it. But you can't narrow it down.
this tower does
Mhm.
it? What kind of what kind of architecture does it resemble?
Well, it's very worn and weathered now with the locale that it's in. When it was first built, it would probably be like, I'm trying to think of a description, like high noble like esque styled bricks. So like the bricks would go up in layers, and they would be like a shining white, and then you would get like the terraced areas, which are like a light kind of greeny copper, and then it would go up again, and it would still be all white. So you would think it would look like a mage's tower at one point. That's the kind of vibe you get from its general architectural look,
Okay.
but long since abandoned and now destroyed.
Sorry, can you just pause for a second?
Mm-hmm. So
Are there any visible runes or sigils or?
nothing that you can see. No, all the tombstones and like sarcophagi have been like worn away with.
Oh, there's a graveyard here too.
You're basically standing in the center of a graveyard. Yeah,
Ah.
that's why I was saying about like the statues standing over like graves, but on the graves and the sarcophaguses, they've basically just been worn away with the weather and the perpetual rainfalls and things like that.
I see.
Right, I'm back. Sorry.
Sorry.
So there's nothing. Well, apart from it being looking a bit spooky, it's as far as we can see, it's just a tower.
As far as you can
Nothing
see, yeah, it's
really.
just a ruined tower with lots of different foot traffic on the ground. That's all you can make out.
Should we go inside?
I like
Okay,
the
wonder
What's
if
your
we
marching
can-
order? What's your get a marching order on the go?
I'll
just
be
run
in
over.
front currently.
Right. I need to give me a second. Take my heads off so I can get my notepad.
Does anyone else want to be behind, like, or next to Valeri? So I think I'll try and suit myself in the middle if I can.
I'll go beside Valeri.
Right, I'll go behind you two then.
Shit.
I'll just stand at the back.
So you okay?
What
So it's
class
kind of
are
like
you, Scott?
a diamond formation.
What are you saying,
almost.
Sean?
What class is Scott?
That's for him to decide if he wishes to tell you or not.
Yeah,
I've
I
got an-
purposefully didn't ask because I have a feeling, but I don't want to spoil
Yeah,
it.
got an
it's up to him if he
idea,
wishes
but-
to say what he is. It's totally
So
up
I'm
to him.
assuming we can't see any weapons.
You can
a
short sword,
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see a short sword.
That's the-
a decoration.
but that
Yeah,
doesn't
short
tell him
sword,
shit
that's his
because most anyone
Okay.
can carry a short sword.
Okay. Okay.
So who's in front, Valeri?
Yes.
So it seems that Valeri and Harry are like next to each other,
Right.
so they're both like advancing forward, and then I'm like behind them.
Okay. So then,
Just in case anybody comes running out of this tower, me and Harry can
Just
brace
donkey
ourselves.
on the face.
and then I take it as Vex and Drin standing side by side, or are you behind each other?
somewhat to
Side
the
by
back.
side.
but yeah.
Sort of like a star formation.
Fucking Valeri and Harry just make a wall of man when it comes to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Wall of man and beast.
Big
yeah.
boy.
Who are you calling a beast?
So are you just standing outside it? Are you going to try and go in,
I think we're
or
gonna
what are you trying to do?
advance slowly, I'm assuming.
Well,
Or just walk.
I'd like to remind the party that we do have a logging expedition to look after, and if they get marked on our watch.
Well, you were around 6 hours ahead of exploring in front of them.
Right, okay, that's
we
fine.
are
and-
supposed to scout ahead, and if
Yeah, you were
it's
to scout
bad
ahead, find the
hour-
route, and do marks. So where you started to where you are now, you've got 12 stakes to go into
Yeah.
the ground. You've put 6 down,
Yeah.
and
No,
in that
what
time frame, and they're probably at around like stake 3, essentially.
I think, lads, that if this here tower contains anything that is a danger to the party, we should deal with it.
Let's have a look.
Let's go slowly, just to be safe.
Right.
I would say it couldn't hurt, but you know that's
knock,
that'd be
knock,
why.
bitch.
So are you all going in as 5?
We'll
It's
do
not
that.
exactly.
I will tell the part. Let me take a look first before everybody else follows in, and this tower collapses on
what
our
I'm looking
fucking
for.
face.
Yeah, I would say it was just like the two meat
Harry,
wolves.
Yeah.
like, literally, you take a step
I
forward, Harry's,
will-
like, right at your
I will
heels.
tell them to follow me in as soon
He's, like,
as
right at your
they
heels.
either hear something or if a minute passes.
Right, so I'll
No,
I'll just chill.
yeah, 15
Got what I'm
seconds.
looking for.
15 seconds pass.
So you're going inside, and after 15 seconds, the next person's going to go in.
Yes.
Okay, so you get inside and you see rubble from the collapsed wall. You see destroyed furniture, what looks like a sort of bed, but it's made up of like vines and twigs. You see like what looks like a makeshift kind of pot that could maybe be used for boiling, cooking things. If you want to look any further, roll an investigation check if you want to check for details.
So currently, what I'm looking at is kind of like a makeshift camp.
So to speak, but not something that a normal person would want to live in. Like,
Right. You said a
It's-
bed of vines and twigs.
yeah, so to speak, something along those lines. It looks like vines, twigs, plant life just put as if it looks like cushions, or trying to cushion it. Sorry.
Can I do an investigation?
Well, you're not
yeah,
inside right now.
Yeah, you're not in yet.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not. I never
Yeah.
moved up.
Yeah, we're
I
moving.
do when I get in.
Yeah, there's as you can what you see is inside is there's probably only enough room for like you and Ari to move around shoulder to shoulder. Other than that, there is not much space.
He's got waiting outside them.
But if you, like I says, if you want to make another investigation check, you can too.
Is there any furniture or?
There's what looks like a desk, like half of it's been destroyed. So
Yeah,
it's
I'll
like
take a look at the desk and see what's up. Oh yeah, fucking beautifully carved desk.
yeah, beautifully carved desk in two. And Sean just there we go. A beautifully carved desk that's been clawed in two, Or
clawed into.
broken into. Sorry.
Can I just
Said-
like keep
you
an eye
said
on
it
the
now.
surrounding area? while we're
It's
in
too
here?
late.
What are you saying, John?
I just want to keep an eye on like the surrounding area while we're in here. Well, they're in
Make a
there.
perception check, then, bud.
Again, I've got perception.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
is there
nice.
a way up
Make an
or
investigation.
further into the tower, or?
Make an investigation check. With that perception, John, you're on point. You're looking around for anything untowards that might be coming towards your party. if
Anything
there's
moves is getting blasted.
Aye. So 17. What you see is like where the rubble is. That it leads up to like where the stairs would have been. So the rubble is now basically like makeshift stairs. So you can climb up the rubble to then what would lead up maybe 6 or 7 stairs to another floor. It's up to you if you want to go up there.
Well, at this point, I think my 15 seconds have passed. So.
Yeah. Sorry. Your 15 seconds have passed, and now Ari has sprinted in to try and find anything.
Ah, there you are, boy.
Hello. Find anything cool?
Nothing yet, Ari. I think perhaps we should see what is further up the floors. But I think we should tell the rest of the gentlemen that we are going to explore the second floor first.
I could have done a thing, but oh well.
So
Uh,
are you going up, or are you relaying a message back to the group?
I will walk outside real quick and tell them that me and Ari will move up to the second floor and that they can enter the tower on the first floor. Seems clear for now.
Right, before you do that, like as I see them,
Mhm.
I am going to roll a dice.
Okay.
The dice of many powers.
Right, three. So I will. Hold on, while I get my sheet up here.
Oh, by the way, Scott, if you look at the right-hand side of the screen on Roll20, the chat box, if you go all the way down, you will see a drop-down menu that says "As."
Yeah.
If
All
you
right.
click
yeah,
on
got
it, there you go. Yeah.
So I'm going to telepathically link to Valeri, to Vex, and I'll connect to Ari as well, and I'll say to them all. So you can only speak to me, and I can only.
What? I wouldn't do that to Ari because I think he's gonna lose his goddamn mind
Right,
if he hears
I'll
voices
do
and that.
I'll do it to Drum then.
Oh,
I'll connect to
no.
Drum. So I'll connect to Valeri,
What
Vex,
has
and Drum.
died?
Do they need to basically allow you to talk to them?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'll connect with them, and then they can decide if they want to close that connection. Now, so once I connect to them, I tell them through the mind that I say is like I've connected to you telepathically. You can only relay messages back to me.
Would Dino get any feedback from a certain?
No.
Right, safe. Safe.
So I,
That's only
so I
you
just
see.
tell you without my mouth moving. I'll just say it in your head. It's like I've linked with you telepathically. Send any message to me, and I'll relay it to the rest. To Valeri specifically, and then I'll tell the other two.
Obviously, did you link to me?
Nah, I'll link to Drim.
Oh, I was
So
gonna say.
Ari's looked right now.
Yeah. It's,
Probably
Alright,
a wise
this is-
decision, to be honest.
yeah.
I was just gonna link to him
So-
because he was gonna
Like,
go upstairs. with
I don't
Valeri,
know if
yeah.
that's a good idea.
You want your buddy
This
going.
is cool. Okay, cool. Right.
No,
Yeah. In telepathic link, I will say, this is very handy, Master Dinok. Thank you. And I will move back inside with Ari, and I'll look at Ari, and I'll say to him in Orcish, "Hey, boy, let's go," and start climbing.
No, telepathically.
Does Ari understand Orcish?
No,
He doesn't.
I was brought up with my dad, who's human.
Oh.
And then he got kicked in the head by a horse.
I don't
Right.
know orc.
That's
A
funny.
half orc can't speak Orcish. Yes.
Oh no. Okay.
So
Well, then I'll
basically,
do
what
like
would come out of
if I see him
Valeri's mouth-
super confused, then
Yeah,
well,
but
yeah,
he
basically
looks
what
like a
Gareth
normal look. You just
and like
and,
Yeah,
and
that's
you just
probably what
you
he
just see Ari picking up a bit of the twig and just start picking at his teeth.
I'll
Absolutely
just look at him
unfazed.
confused and I'll just nod my head and be like, all right, whatever. I'll say, Ari, come on, boy,
Right, so
in common this time, and start climbing.
Yeah, so I just send a message to the other two that I'm like, we just say telepathically, it's like we can move into the first floor.
As you start, before you start to venture up the stairs, Valeri, you do hear what sounds like a scream, like a help scream, like
What
How do you
direction?
above you
Oh.
on the floor above. You hear it's like a help! Ah! Again, I'm not gonna try and do a female's fucking help scream. I'll probably lift it.
Ari, get ready. Trouble.
So,
So-
or just
Okay.
him?
You hear a muffled like.
I will say it telepathically to the rest of the group as
Yeah,
well.
you can
I
only
hear
hit to
so.
me, just remember.
Oh, it's just to.
Yeah,
I'll say to
just me
Dinok
and-
then.
Yeah,
Dinok, I think there's more than one person here. It's not just us.
and I relay
And,
that information to the other two.
Okay.
And I'll say to him, we will investigate what's on the second floor because it's coming from there, and I'll start climbing.
Okay. So you spend maybe five minutes just climbing over the rubble, making sure you don't slip and slide down the sides. You get to the stairs. Are you just running up the stairs, or are you just walking up the stairs?
No, just taking a casual pace.
Okay. Okay.
Nothing, just carefully making sure.
Another
that
2 or 3 minutes pass as you carefully, with Ari at your back, making your way round the staircase. You eventually come to what would have been a door there, but it's been taken off its hinges. It's not there anymore. It's lying on
How
the ground.
time did you say passed?
About 8 minutes from you starting to climb up the rubble to then getting to the stairs to then slowly walking up the stairs.
Okay.
And you come to the archway and you see the door on the inside that's lying on its side, and that's where the scream came from in that room.
Ari, ready your weapons. I will draw my sword, put my shield in front, sword overhead, and gently nudge the door. Oh, wait, the door's on the side, right?
The door's not attached; it's lying on its side
Right.
on the floor.
Then I will crest the corner gently just to make sure that, I don't
Now,
get.
this part of the tower is whole. There is one little window, so it is very dark in there. I don't know, can you see in there? don't know
I
if
have
you're-
dark vision. So does Ari, I think.
So
Right.
do I, yeah.
Right, okay, that's fine. So you both walk around the corner, and you see what looks like another one of those. It looks like a cauldron-esque thing. It's like a big drum of like metal that's used for cooking. Another cot.
Cauldron or drum?
I would say cauldron. That's the better word. We'll say the
Cast
cauldron.
iron pot.
Yes. Oh, Sean's back. Hey, there's Sean. Hey. Oh, he's
He's
frozen, I
frozen.
think, actually.
No, I haven't.
I was going to say that would have been a
He's like-
perfect freeze. So
Seems
yeah,
like the fucking still game, just like
yeah. So we'll say a cauldron because that's basically what it looks like for simplicity's sake.
So like a
Yeah, I
cast
can't
iron
think-
pot.
Yeah,
Is
like
it
a big
above
cast
fire?
iron pot. Pardon?
Is it above fire?
It would be above fire, yes, but it's not been lit.
Okay, so
So you can see that like some makeshift rocks have been put around underneath it, and it's off the ground by 2 thick pieces of wood, and then a big wrought iron bar that kind of holds it above the flame, so it's not sitting directly on the flames.
Mhm.
Since you've got dark vision as well, you do just see you see a chest sitting in the corner as well. It's covered in chains and stuff because it's not a wide room. It's not a really long room, so you can make stuff out. You see a chained chest with a big padlock sitting in the corner, and a makeshift cot that looks a bit more from what someone would sleep in, and a desk that's got various, just like jars, bowls looking on top of it, and that's what you see. Like that's what you see as soon as you walk around. So if you want to go into the room proper, then you can do that, of course.
Does this area look lived in? Is there anything like? First off, I'm gonna walk up to the fire.
It's not lit.
I know. I'm gonna put my hand on it and feel
Mhm.
if it's hot
It's
or
warm.
like it warm.
Look like
Okay.
warm, yeah, not like boiling hot, but warm enough to put it on. Like if you in winter, if your hands are really cold and you put them on like the side of a kettle, for example, and you feel the heat,
Yeah.
it's like that. So that's what you feel from it.
Okay.
As you're doing this, Hold the bus. Let me just check. Okay. And who's at the back of your marching order now?
That would
technically
be.
me.
Technically you. Okay.
When I realize that this is hot, I will cast. Yeah, I'm gonna cast. I'm gonna cast detect magic
You're going to cast detect magic.
and
On
look
the-
around the entire room and see within 30 feet if there's anything that lights up as magical.
Okay, give me a second.
In particular, also the chest, of course.
Yeah. Give me a wee secundo just till I find the. You can see from the chest, the padlock chest, that there's just a very slight magical pulse, but that's it.
Can I ascertain what kind of magic?
From here, no, because it's locked in a giant chest. You would need to actively open the chest. Well, not a giant chest, like a large iron chest that's sealed. You would need to try and open it and find out.
Okay.
So, does... Oh, Christ, I just dropped my d20. Give me a minute. It's gone. Let's get another one. Does 14 beat your AC, John?
Oh
It's
dear.
directly on my AC.
Yeah, so it hits. Cool!
Lovely.
You don't see this coming.
Suddenly, power word
Does
kill.
my, does my previous perception not count?
Nope.
Fuck.
You take... As you're, like, meandering towards the entrance to the door, you take 10 points of slashing damage. Just raked right down your back. Just like this, just out of nowhere, you weren't expecting it. Just clawed straight through the back, right down from shoulder blade to hip.
Just
Roll initiative, everyone.
Oh,
Everybody roll me initiative.
as a side note for you,
That's
Dinoc, relaying information does not take an action. So if
Right.
you,
Initiative.
so you can just talk to me telepathically and go like, "Yo, something just attacked us. Come back!" like you know.
Yeah, I'm going to say that as soon as we get this. sorted.
Ooh, baby!
Oh,
Where's
right.
the
I
initiative
keep
again?
forgetting it's like, how do you
Sorry,
select
Scott?
your token again?
Where is it again? I can't see it.
5.18. I'm looking at Donald's initiative bonus. I don't know how it's went like that.
And no, that's just the sort of like same number ones.
Okay,
So
Scott, have
originally
you got your character sheet up, bud?
I do, yes.
Right, you see where it says initiative, speed, and armor class above your hit points?
Oh, right, I see it now. Right, got
Click
it.
on initiative.
Boom!
There we go.
22.
First roll of the fucking game. Let's go, buddy.
Natural 20!
My
Holy
boy got his
shit,
first
man.
20
Right,
on his
okay,
first ever roll.
Okay,
Right. Hold on.
okay.
Right, I'm just going to say
Oh.
this, just for some
Yep.
flavour. As I see Vex getting clawed in the back, I immediately telepathically shoot the message, "We're under attack," by something
Okay.
to the
Yeah,
lady.
you haven't seen it yet, but yeah.
That's why I said
Uh,
something.
Yeah. And then it's okay. I'll put you in there with a 13. And then this thing with a 13. In fact, does it get bonuses? I don't know if it gets bonuses.
Remember your battle music
Scott.
as well.
Yeah.
Do you not have a microphone you can use?
Well, like a
Or
headset.
phone?
I could plug a set of earphones in if that's better.
It's
No,
just
it
'cause
works.
I can turn them up.
Yeah, I turned them off a bit as well.
Yeah, I turned them up as well. I've got them at 124. Seb, would you say? Obviously I can't. I've got a feeling I know what the answer is. See if something's invisible and makes an attack. Does it get a bonus to its initiative roll if it's already attacked, or did I just go with a number
No,
that I've already rolled after its attack?
You get advantage.
Yeah, so I get advantage. I thought so. So that's fine.
Just before
It's,
do you want me to get earphones?
You don't get it. No, listen.
I've turned you off,
don't.
fine.
You don't get advantage on the initiative. You just get advantage on the attack.
Aye, that's fine. It's because since it was
Because
invisible.
you get a free round because you're invisible.
Ah.
So then it just off after that goes off initiative.
So, Dinok 5.18.
Unless otherwise specified it on the creature
Just-
itself.
Put that down as
Then
five.
That's what I was checking for. So I'm just going to put you as 5, yeah.
Yeah, no, like I said, that's just for if somebody else rolled a 5, that's just my dexterity, like pushing it so that I would be ahead.
Right, okay.
That's all.
So, you guys are on the second floor of the tower. The two tanks, we'll say. John, have you marked in your damage on your character sheet?
Yeah, I've got a wee like
Sweet.
notepad thing I do it on. So
So, Drin, you're up first. What do you want to do?
So you
All right. Okay. Well, I'm completely confused as to what the hell is going on. So,
You're
Oh, yeah.
standing 15 feet away from Vex, and basically all you've heard is Vex screaming out in pain. And I would assume you probably have jumped around at the scream of pain, but that's all you've found.
okay. What I'll do, let's see what I'm trying to find here, lads.
Take your time.
the battle music if we're in battle.
Oh,
Point.
Oh, we have music.
Yes,
oh,
but
oh, Scott, you've not got the. Aye, bud. If you scroll up in the chat, you'll get the watch together link that I sent. Scroll up until you see it. It's underneath where I say K, or when I say I'm going to start a video call. You get it?
I'm trying. It's telling me. It's taking me to another tab to find out the rest of
Here.
the chat.
here, Scott, just look at this the voice call.
Yeah, that's it there.
Oh, cool. Right. Okay.
Battle music. Okay.
Right. Want to. Fucking laptop will speed up.
It's fine, but
turn that down a bit.
just mind your volumes as well. It won't be loud when it changes.
I need to make mine a bit louder just
I'm
so
turning
the
that
stream
down.
can hear it.
Aye, that's fair.
Ah, here we go. Jordan, can I cast Mage Armor, please? Just
On
to
yourself?
buff
Yeah,
me-
sure.
Just to buff
Sure.
myself a wee bit, just in
Yeah,
case.
yeah, yeah. So what you see, Dinoc, is before you jump around at the fright, you just see Drin swirling his arms around in his in front of him, and then clenching his fists, and then touching his hands to his chest, and you see like magical dark essence like coalesce around him and crystallize into like small bits of protection. You've also got your movement as well, Scott, because I think Mage Armor is an action. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Can I move up closer to Dino, please?
Yeah, you just move there. So you've got 30 feet of movement, so you've got 6 squares of movement. If you
Okay,
wanted
I'm-
to.
I'll
But
move up one more.
I'm gonna
There.
I'm gonna just get my wee token for said thing. Give me a minute, I need to actually find it. Tabs on tabs.
For future reference, Scott,
Mhm.
if you have Mage Armor as a spell, I suggest you cast it as soon as you start doing any kind of exploration or even start your day, because it lasts 8 hours. So
Oh,
that
does
you
it?
don't. So then you don't have to spend an action in combat to cast it.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll claim that for future. Then.
No, it's just for
Yeah, I
future.
didn't get that either. That's fair enough. I'm just going to use a different. I'm just going to use a skeleton's image because I didn't actually have an image for
Sure.
what
Oh.
now. Drin has turned around and he's ran towards the noise, and he sees just this horrible-looking woman with a long, pointed nose, long, dirty grey hair, grey
Yeah.
hair going right past her knees, ripped white robes, and she seems to be holding a dirty skull in one hand and the blood of Vex on her other hand, and she's got like really swampy green skin.
Do I see this as well?
I assume you've probably turned around at this
Yeah,
stage,
yeah.
so yeah, you would see that as well.
I'll relay the imagery to Valeri up in the tower.
Okay.
Okay.
So is that your turn, Scott?
Yeah, you can move up to somebody else.
Okay, so Vex, bud, it's now your turn.
Right, okay.
So this bitch is
I'm
now in
gonna-
combat melee range with you.
She's in my face.
She's in your face, bud.
Right, okay. I'm gonna fucking immediately summon the combat form of the armature fucking talons. So
Mhm.
all you see is these magic circles appear kind of behind and above me, and these two massive fucking like crimson arms just explode outwards in a spray of blood. and come up in front of me in a sort of defensive stance. And I'm gonna take a. What do I want to do? I'm gonna take a swipe at her.
Okay, go for it.
Grow up.
That misses.
That miss.
Damn.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay then. And from a bonus action, I'm gonna use Exiled. I have to make
Okay.
an attack roll. So
So, okay. See, this is where the playtesting comes in as well, which
Yeah,
is
yeah.
cool.
yeah.
So now I've got to actually sit and read shit.
There's no damage, but basically it's like if it works, it'll get her the fuck away from me.
So,
It's a distance maker.
aye. So what do I need to make? Do I need to make a certain roll, or
I need to make an attack roll against her.
Oh right, okay. When you
The
go to
only
make,
thing is with the cantrips, it's like it wouldn't give me like a sort of like you want to make the spell active thing. So it's like,
yeah,
so how would
go
it
for a roll for an attack.
It'd be my intelligence modifier. It'd be a d20 plus 3, so 120 plus 3. Oh come on.
Did it say like invalid
I
action?
think I just like typed that in wrong.
Oh right, okay. Aye, there we go.
Fuck.
That's rough, man. As you
Right,
try to slam the fists into the ground to get her away from you, you're that shocked by the sudden appearance of this creature and the stinging pain down your back that you try to slam your arms down, but the blood arms don't actually slam down. They're just staying where they are at the moment. You're just so confused and
Frozen in
the
place.
the sudden like surge of pain has stopped you from doing your normal attack. Is that you?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay. It's between Valeri and the Green Hag.
My dex doesn't have a bonus, so
So it's up to you, bud. You're up in the second floor of the tower. It's up to you now if you want to go first or you want this beastie to go first.
What's the dexterity on the beastie? Does it have a?
yeah. What's the
bonus?
dexterity bonus?
+1.
It's
Does
she'll go first.
it goes first?
Oh, is that how it works? Oh,
Yeah, that's what my point 18 is.
Oh, right. Okay. So, she's just gonna look at. Oh, no, let me see what this does. She's gonna look at Drin
Oh boy.
and
Yeah, baby.
she's gonna say something.
Come to daddy.
I'm trying to think on how to word it in my mind. I'm trying to think on how to word it. So she's going to cast Vicious Mockery on and she's basically just going to say something in
I could
her
just-
language,
I could just
which
see,
is,
like, a character like this, like a big grin, pointing at like a fucking bony claw.
Underworld.
yeah, it's like
Devilish.
what is it? The language of like she's a fey creature. So I'm trying to think. Is it Feywild language?
Sylvan.
Sylvan. There
Sylvan.
we go. Do you know Sylvan? No, you don't know Sylvan. 'Cause I made your shit up. So she says something in Sylvan which just sounds like gibberish to you, but it's like a cackling, like high-pitched, grating noise, and she points her finger at you and basically says, "Obsidian One, you do not belong here." Something like that. I've never used it before. And you need to make a. Give me a minute. Let me look at it. Charisma. You know, that's following of. It says charisma save, but on the actual thing, it says a wisdom saving throw. So which one would I go by? The
What?
spell.
Can you put the spell in? Oh wait, hold on. Oh.
Yeah, vicious mockery. It says you need to must succeed on a wisdom saving throw, of something. It doesn't. I don't think it states.
I will tell you in 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds.
But her innate spell DC is charisma. But then spell it says wisdom, so I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, he needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah. So
And it goes off of her
her spell
charisma.
save DC. Right. Okay, Scott. Make me a wisdom saving throw. And you fail. So you take 1d4 psychic damage, which is 2. So you take 2 points of psychic damage, and you have
What level
disadvantage.
is the hag?
What level is she?
Mhm.
Would she's? What do you mean, like CR?
Mhm.
3.
Okay.
So what did I take? 4 points psych.
You took 2 points of psychic damage, so you go down to 2 points off your max HP, and you have disadvantage on the next attack roll, on your next attack roll. So that would just mean you would have to roll twice.
And you take
Take the lower number. And take the lower number.
Right, I've took my.
So that's gonna, and she's gonna move around this tree because she's still in your combat range, and she's gonna go to there.
Sneaky bitch.
Yeah.
Blank.
And I'm trying to think on. Would that be classed as an action, Vicious Mockery, or bonus action?
That'll be an action.
Vicious Mockery is a spell, so that's an action.
Right. Okay. Cool. Just checking. We're all learning here, boys. Yeah, that's what she's going to do. She's just going to move around there, and she's just going to be standing like hissing, hands up in the air, long, dirty talons. One's still blood-stricken from scratching Vex, and
So
that's
I
hers.
send it
So-
a link to Dinox saying that she's trying to flank him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, cool. Valeria, it's now your turn, bud.
Okay. How much movement? Basically, how far can I go to get outside this tower? Because
You're on the second floor, so we'll say that you guys are currently here, or image-wise. You would-
no, better question: is there a way for me to look down on my teammates?
You would need. There's only a small window on the second floor. That's why it was so dark up there. You would need to run back down the actual hard-built stairs to the rubble, and then you can see from the giant hole in the side. You can see out. So you would need to
Okay.
move about 15 feet to then be
Can I
able
ask
to
a
look out.
question?
Sure.
2 minutes.
I
Could
will-
you answer the question? What are you saying, Scott?
Could he survive shield bashing through that small window?
It's not gonna work.
I was
Try
gonna ask, would you
What?
accept me to use my axe to bash through the wall? But no, it's not doing that.
No, it's.
Top,
I mean, I'm not going to stop
power,
you, but if you want to do it, you could do it.
Fire
yeah.
power
Do a
tumbling in
check.
our face.
But yeah, Seb, if you want to get within visual range of your
Yeah.
teammates, you need to move at least
So-
15 feet.
No problem. I will look at Ari and I said, Ari, they need us, boy. And I'll jump down and run. Just
You're going to
until I
jump
can-
down the stairs to the rubble.
Yeah.
Make me an acrobatics check then, bud.
Please
It's like
Right,
a
right,
corner as well, so if you're going to plan to jump, you're going to hit a wall. Or
I
if
mean, keep in mind I have a flying speed of 50.
yeah, but anyway. Just roll me an acrobatics.
Not athletics?
No, acrobatics, because you're actively trying to jump.
Yeah, that's an athletics thing.
Is it an athletics? I thought it sounds like
Yeah.
acrobatics.
Acrobatics more
Acrobatics?
like landing.
Is running up a wall.
Right, okay, then just make me an athletics check then.
Nice.
Okay. You, as if you were a fucking alley dancer in a previous life, you run from where you are, great shield in one hand, sword in the other, jump down the stairs, deftly put one foot just ever so slightly bending on the curve of the wall, push off and land within visual range of your teams, which is
Motherfucking graceful swan.
Just a
exactly
little bit of a pickle here, and
Hey man, how's it going?
I will.
what you can see from this upper vantage point. You're about 10-15 feet above them. You can see the blood scratch down Vex's back. You see the glowing dark kind of crystallized armor that surrounds Drin, and on the side of the tree you see this tall. She's quite tall. She's maybe about 7 feet tall. She's quite tall. Hair billowing, what seems magically. To the side, and her white robes billowing backwards, and the green skin, and the long green claws, and the massive crooked nose. It's a fucking huge nose. So you can make that out from where you currently are standing.
Cool. I will raise my shield and
Mhm.
bash on it twice with my warhammer,
Mhm.
and focus on my holy symbol that's emblazoned in my shield, and cast bless.
Oh, you got blessed. Good man. Great spell. Great spell.
And I will target. Oh yeah. I will target Vex, Dinok, mm,
Hey, is it just two
And my-
people?
no,
Oh,
it's three
three.
people.
Sorry, I just had to read the first sentence.
Me with the
And
rage.
I will cast it on myself.
Right, so Dino, Vex,
yeah,
and
'cause
Lady now have a D4
One
add
D4.
when you make an attack roll and a saving throw.
Yeah, so if you need to make another wisdom save or anything, you add an extra d4. If you need to make an attack roll, add an extra d4.
Sweet.
And then, yeah, I just use whatever full movement I can to get there, and I'll let you decide where that takes me.
Okay, so you're still about 15 feet above, but there is the rock, like rubble. So if you want to run down that, you can run down it, or slide down it, or you can go via the inside route to go out the
What I
entrance.
will do is I will toss my shield down and serve that bitch down.
Okay, then
I will make an acrobatics check for you.
yeah,
for
make
that
that
one.
acrobatics check. I was gonna say dexterity, but just go for an acrobatics check. Oh god.
Oh, I can't wait to see that.
I fall flat on my ass.
Oh,
So mainly what Drin can see is he looks up at the banging of the shield, and he sees Valeria in his armor, well, his padded armor splendor, we'll say, grab his shield after he slammed it, throw it on the ground, and then push off with the front, put one foot on the back, with his hammer in his hand, start sliding down this rubble. But as he's doing so, it's bumpier than he thought. And as he's sliding down, he hits multiple rocks, and eventually gets stumped on one, and he just kind of like has to catch himself before he falls. But he doesn't fall. He doesn't move the distance what he thought he would do. So you've got 5 feet left.
That's no problem. I'll use whatever feat I can to kind of like dust myself over. Like, yeah, I'm fine, boys. I'm fine.
I'm-
And I'll
John,
ready
I'm kind of
myself.
just standing there, just shaking my head, like, what the fuck?
Okay. So is that your turn, yeah?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay, Denock, bud, it's on you.
Right. I'm just gonna ask a couple questions. We need to figure this out. If
Sure.
I ran over here,
Mm-hmm.
would I be able to see her?
She would have partial cover from the tree. I'll make it a wee bit easier. I'll move her like there,
Okay.
just so it's you can see if you were in that direction. After this fight, we'll take a break so we can get a drink and go for a pee and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Because I really have to pee. As John sips water.
I'm just trying to figure this. I'm trying to see because I have to watch it for myself as well, Ken.
Oh, okay. But she's 10 foot away from you.
Yeah.
And she's still in Vex's melee range.
But it's paying attention.
She's, I mean, if you roll me a perception check.
Vex.
Well, actually, if that.
Oh, if you roll a perception check, it will count as an action.
Yeah, so I'm no bother with that.
Right.
Is there stuff to hide behind here?
Apart from small rubbles, I didn't have the assets to add in gravestones and shit. But where she is, there's a gravestone like there.
Alright.
There's a gravestone here, and there's a gravestone there. They're quite large, so there is a chance if you want to hide behind it.
Okay. Is it dim light? Did you say?
Well, it's getting towards kind of mid-evening in this time. It's round about, you've been traveling for, so it's about 3:30 in the afternoon. But this climate is always like very dark, overcast, and with the area that you're in, the trees, the big boughs of the trees. So yeah, dim light you would be in dim light. Yeah.
It's a thicket, it's really dark.
Yeah, it's quite dark in the
And I'm
swampy
assuming
area.
this will be right in the corner of the area because I can tell there's walls that would be like right in the corner of the walls.
What is it you're looking for?
Like in this area here behind the tree. Would that be right against the corner? Because I know she's in this square, so that when we
Yeah.
move, she'll be 5 feet away from me. I'm just
Uh,
wondering, would that be like a corner right there? Or would
Aye,
it be
that's a
up-
corner there. Aye, I
Aye.
had to put the tree there because assets get bugged. But yeah, you can see that that's the metal fence that goes up and it curves round. So yeah, you can tell that there is a post there. That's a corner.
Can I move here?
Yeah, she's not in your melee range.
Yeah, I'm just making sure for like an asset access stuff. This is what I was going to say. Is like this is kind of a bit weird for a battle map just because of the angle, but
Aye.
that's fine. Just sort of. I think I'll move back a bit. I'm sure it should be range. Should be fine.
Yeah, the website that me and Seb used it doesn't have like gravestone assets and stuff like that, unfortunately. It's just got large ones.
The wee things should suffice.
15.
Yeah.
So I'm going to move there,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm
It
going
does
to
have
summon a knife,
Sure.
and I'm going to
Okay.
launch it at her.
Okay, go for it. Roll for an attack. So she is. Yeah, she's 25 feet away from you.
It's a 60.
Point one.
Fuck off, you. That hits. Roll for damage. So she takes. Is it just 7? You've not got anything else to add?
If she's paying attention to Vex, like depends on what you
I
want to say.
discern as to who she's paying attention to. You basically just walked into her home. She's just
I'll leave
like-
it up to you. Would you allow sneak attack damage for this?
no.
Alright, okay. So just 17.
Yeah.
And then for my bonus action, what kind?
Okay. So roll stealth check. Okay. With the dim light, yeah, you believe yourself that you're you're hit. Yeah. Next, it is the best character we have in our team. Our
You're not-
beautiful
you're-
half orc Ari.
You're not gonna allow me to hit this.
I mean, I'm not going to stop you if that's what you want to do with your turn.
Wait, what?
Well, like, is there any way I'll be able to break through it?
Make an investigation check. No, in fact, didn't, because you're in combat, that would count as an action. No, I'll not be a dickhead. It is about 1.5 foot thick concrete wall, so I doubt it.
But
Fuck,
it will.
fucking no chance.
Yeah, unless you hit like
It
a
isn't
natural
no
20 and
building,
just
though, so there's a
fucking
chance.
shatter
I'm
the
just
side.
gonna run downstairs. I'll
What's your max movement? 30.
jump. Aye, 30. I'll jump
Okay.
in.
Point of interest. If you rage, you get advantage on all your athletics checks. Just saying.
Yeah, but you do need to hit something as well for your rage to be successful.
No.
But my athletic, I'm not worried about my athletics. It's quite high.
No, I never meant in that regard. I meant like for it to count over the fight. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I can't what I meant, but
Yeah, no.
Anyway.
If you
Yeah,
want
I know what you meant.
if you want to make damage, you have to hit something.
yeah. What? So you're going to jump down the stairs towards the top of the rubble.
Aye.
Right. Okay. So make me an athletics check then. Jesus Christ. Woof! These athletics checks. Damn.
As I said,
yeah.
he would have probably been able to knock through the wall.
It's as if it was as if you were just studying Valeri's technique there, and you'd just done the exact same thing as what he just done. You run, you jump ever so gracefully, your foot lands, and you push off, and you land at the top of the rubble, which is there.
Ah, that's my boy.
And now you can see 10 foot. Did you move? Did you use your last 5 feet, Seb, or did you keep it? Are you, like-
yeah, if I had 5 feet, I would have moved,
Right.
obviously.
Aye, there we go. So Ari is now standing 15 feet above the battlefield, and he can now see everything that's going on. Well, he can't see Denock though.
What's happening, guys?
It's a party down here. Let's get started.
We're in trouble. Help.
Right. So, how far would you say I've moved with that?
15 feet. So you've got
Oh,
15
okay.
feet of movement left. So you would have to go like this way and then up that way to try and go down. Because you're still
So-
above, you're just needing to slide down a bit.
So I'm just gonna run down. So that's 5.
Yep.
Now I'm on ground level.
Yeah, now you're on
Yep.
ground level. Yeah, I'll just make it so you, for
5,
the sake of it.
10,
Mm-hmm.
15.
Yep.
Oh.
Now you're in a
Fuck
combat
him
range.
up.
Now I'm gonna smack that bitch up.
Okay, roll for an attack. And you're still raging as well.
No,
I didn't
he-
activate rage.
He didn't activate.
Oh, I thought you had. Are you wanting to rage?
Rage is a bonus action, so you can do it in the same thing.
Yeah, I'll rage.
Right, so you. Yes!
Come on,
We need
change
to
the
see the
character.
shot. So, what you now see is the normally kind of placid, quiet half orc suddenly bellow in utter fury and rage. He doesn't sound like his normal self.
We want a personality flip.
As I stare at the Captain Price image.
Okay.
Hulk mode, Sean. Hulk mode.
Yeah. Dr. Banner. Oh.
I can't scream that loud.
Well, no,
Well,
we're
just-
not asking you to scream that loud. We're just
You
wanting
can always go for like a grunt or a gribble, like a throaty growl as
you're
well.
less
Jekyll and
your
Hyde.
usual high.
Let's go.
You're more.
do this.
You're more
Less
sort of-
Ari, you are Voldemort.
It's like you're. It's like you.
Harry
use,
Potter
your
is
intelligence in a way.
Aye. In your fury, you've passed like the whole kick in the head kind of dumbness, we'll say, and you've like basically got your full blood half orc rage back, we'll say.
Just reconnected a few neurons somewhere.
Go now.
Right.
It's
So
like temporarily comes back.
roll for an attack. You've got advantage because you're a holy hits. Batman, that hit. Roll for damage.
Plus
7. Plus 2, so 9. Is that plus 2, Sean? Yeah.
Aye, from my rage.
Alright, okay, cool. So what you see is just Ari in front of him, the great axe in two hands, roaring and raging. You're kind of like, whoa, this is different. As he takes the axe and swings it in two hands, and it smacks into the creature's thigh, and she's billowing in pain. I'm not going to scream because I think Moz went to her bed, so I'm not going to do that. I'll end up getting my
Yeah.
body as well.
Do it.
I'm not doing it.
Do it.
nope.
Send
Um,
commands.
She's alright, she's still standing, but she's kind of pissed off that you've just cleaved into her thigh. And that's you, because you used everything, so it's back up to now our lovely new member of the party, Drin. What are you going to do, bud?
Right, okay, so I want to move here.
Okay.
Right, how do I measure the distance?
You use the snapping tool, which is like the measure, the ruler, on the left-hand side. Basically, Scott, for perspective, every square is 5 feet.
Alright, so 5, right, okay, so
She's 15 feet away from you, yes.
15, right, okay, cool. So, what do I want to do to this motherfucker?
How?
Is that the skank?
This hole. I would very much like to cast Ray of Sickness, please.
Okay, then roll for... Is that a decent... Come on, I'll go into your page.
He's the wizard, Harry!
I mean, if that's what you want to...
Spell when it should come up.
Oh yeah, click the spell, Scott.
There you go.
I mean, that works. I was just wondering, I need to find out if it's a... If it's a wisdom save. No, it's not, it's just roll damage. Well, unfortunately, that doesn't hit.
Damn it.
So, what you see is... Drin still seems quite confused by the massive, abruptly change
Disadvantage.
and everything that's happened recently, and he spins his hand round, and you see in the gloved gauntlet just these sparks of green energy bolts like circling round his fingers, and he fires it out, but it smashes into the tree right next to her, and she's like, but still hell bent on hitting the intruders to her home. You have, I'm pretty sure you've got a bonus action for you. Does they? I don't know.
You'll be here a bonus action. So I reckon if he has any bonus action things.
I don't know. Actually, I'll have to check.
I'll know it.
Well, I
Yeah.
can tell you what
You've
if I
still got
know
your
it.
you've still got your 30 feet of movement as well. Well, you're 25 feet because you moved 5 feet. Let me look at your spells.
Actually,
And you do have cantrips as well.
Yeah. Can I?
Yeah, but you can't
can
use
I
those.
attempt at Firebolt?
2 seconds. I'm just gonna mark down your slots. So now you've got 2 level 1s remaining.
Is
it
it
a
an
necro?
necro?
I'm not telling you.
What did he say?
He said that you're a necromancer, but I'm not telling anybody. It's not my place to tell people what class you are.
Ray of Sickness is a standard wizard spell or a sorcerer spell, or it could be a Death Domain cleric, or it could also be a warlock from the Undying Patron. So
Basically,
yeah.
Scott, anything on your spell list that says bonus action you can use.
no,
I just
because you
thought
can't
something
cast 2 spells in the same turn.
What if it's a bonus action?
No, you can never cast 2 spells in the same turn. Only one.
Yeah, I heard.
One
No, I
spell
know that,
and
but I'm saying bonus action if there's anything in there that might have...
You're not listening to me. It doesn't matter if his spell has a bonus action. He can't cast it in the same turn as another spell.
Alright,
Yeah.
well then...
That's fine.
What you
Just
can do is cast a cantrip and then a spell as a bonus action, but not two spells in the same time.
Yeah, I heard that.
Well,
He's talking truth.
I just
No,
clicked
I'm
the
not saying
cantrip
it,
by
and I'm
accident.
just wondering if that was like what I was basically meaning, but because I was
You
looking
can
at
also like
cantrips.
Yeah, no, like
take an action, then cast.
I was looking
a
at the
cantrip
cantrip
for one.
like list when I meant you can cast any cantrips that says bonus action. Is that right?
can you cast a bonus cantrip? A bonus action cantrip?
There are no bonus action cantrips.
Is there no? Okay.
All right. Anyway, so it doesn't matter. We're learning.
I clicked it by accident, so just ignore.
Yeah.
What did you click?
Fireball.
Oh, no, it's fine. You've still got your 25 feet of movement, so you can still move 5 squares if that's what you want.
I'm gonna. I'll move up one. Where am I? Move up one.
Okay. So that's
and
you.
that.
It's now either Valeri or the Beastie. Oh, it's the Beastie. She's got higher thingy.
Is it not me?
Full Vex.
Oh, Vex.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Vex,
Yeah,
yeah.
Vex. My bad.
Right, okay.
You're still in her combat range.
I'm gonna use the 1 point of anarchy I generated by fucking missing her horribly, and use that to cast.
Did you say
good
anarchy?
ol'-
That's the
Yeah, I've got a resource system. I'll explain it later. Cast. Fucking if I can get bloody. Come up.
I'm just putting this
Game-
in to remind me how many
Oh,
times
there we go,
this
here we
I've got.
Cast that. Level 1.
Okay. So you gain
So
1
no.
AC.
Only lasts for a round. So I need
Okay,
one.
cool. And you get temporary hit points of 1d8 plus
Yeah.
8. Jesus Christ, that's a
That'll
lot.
last for a round as well. So it's kind of. It's like an
So
emergency tank ability.
You-
and
so
then,
you need to roll 1d8 plus 8 plus 2.
Yep.
So you gain 11 temporary hit points.
And plus 1 to bonus AC. So.
A natural
I
one.
think I did that for me, Grandma.
What's Scott?
I'm going to
When
tell
I
you
cast
right
Mage
now,
Armor, I never added any extra health to me.
Tetra, that this is incredibly broken. But
Yeah, it's a bit.
we'll get to that later.
What did you need to add, Scott?
It was Mage Armor gives me additional health, or armor rather. That is.
There's an increase your AC plus.
It's
13
it
plus
puts your
dex.
AC at 13 plus your dex, so I don't know what your dex modifier is,
It's-
but add that. to
You
your-
would just you could just put it up to. I'll change it in there, Scott. There you go.
Sorry,
That's a change.
just
That's fine. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Is that you, Vex?
Well, I can't use any other spells or cantrips at the moment, so. Yep, that's me.
Right. Okay. Cool. It's now this woman's turn.
No, it's the entire round. So when it comes back to you, it'll go down to you, Sean.
Well, it says for a minute, and if a round is 6 seconds,
Yeah, as in like
Ish.
a round that everybody takes.
As in, yeah, a round of
A
initiative.
minute. A minute's 10 rounds.
all right.
So when it comes.
What's this for exactly?
this
What
is
you
his
check?
rage
Rage.
counter.
Oh, right. Okay. I wasn't sure. So, it's the green hag's turn, and
When is the battle ever going to last 10 rounds?
I mean,
Come again?
a big dad.
When I'm worried that the fact that there's eventually going to be an enemy come across that lasts longer than 10 rounds with 5 of us hitting it.
yeah, but you can rage again. Or you can rage again.
At that point, you'll probably be able to rage again.
Yeah.
But you get a
I
specific
get 2
number.
rages. I get
Yeah,
two
but you
rages.
get you get more at higher levels.
You get.
Yeah.
I think at level 18 just now. I've got 6. Or 7 or something. Anyway, so she's going to take a claw attack at the barbarian who's just attacked her. So that plus. Oh god, I'm putting down sheets. Does she get plus 6? Or am I reading things wrong?
That could very well be possible. Yeah, plus 6.
So
Sounds
does
about
20
sounds,
hit?
sounds accurate.
Does
20, yeah, I think that'll hit, but
Yeah, it's an unarmored barbarian. So that's 2d8 plus 4. 1. Oh, natural. 1, 4. You take 8 points of slashing damage, halved to 4 because you're raging. So as this is happening, she lurches back and scratches down your chest, hoping to just like claw into your chest and like try and make just so many like infected wounds with her dirty clawed nails and things like that. But her nails didn't pierce in as far as she hoped. She's kind of shocked, kind of shooketh.
Shook.
And she's going to take her movement, which will give Vex a chance at an attack of opportunity, and she's going to move round to here.
Sweet. I'm gonna
So
do
roll
that.
for an
Swing
attack.
That bitch. Fucking Capricorn. She's going away. Give me one.
Wait, she's
second.
running to me.
She's just running to her house. She's running to her home. Oh, that hits.
Yeah, that's it.
Damage.
4 plus 4 slashing, so she takes 8 points of slashing damage.
It's a slice.
Right.
No, it's 4 points because it's not a crit.
Just 4, because the other ones.
Yeah,
was-
the
Oh,
other
aye, right, so it's just. Okay, my
Yeah,
bad.
it's 'cause the advantage.
Yeah, so okay, that's fine. And she's still in combat range with the Barbarian, and she is now in combat range with Drin and Valeri. It's now Valeri's turn.
Papa!
Yeah, she's just trying to get back into her house. Like she's no caring about you guys.
How is she looking?
She looks alright.
She looks fit.
She's not going anywhere.
Looks like somebody Ari would tap, but we're not gonna go down that route.
Just a gauge for health. That's
Wow.
Yeah, I'm sure I would tap sheep.
Well then.
And they tap you. Right, Valeri, what are you doing?
Right. Yeah, I've been giving you some thought, but
Oh well, actually, if she's looking like she's trying to go to her house, I would kind of, if the lady doesn't notice, I would just really make sure to say she's trying to get into the tower for telepathy.
no, I noticed. I mean, I see like she's running right at
Yeah,
me.
she's
or
basically
past-
running to this rubbled wall now, but there is like a 6.5 foot armored warrior standing between her and this,
Yeah,
and a drow warrior off to her side.
I just want to make
She looks
sure.
like she's trying to get inside, but she's tearing shit up as she goes.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna smack the bitch.
Go for it, roll for an attack.
I'll look at her and
Have you been adding bless?
no, but
I've
there,
been-
there wasn't a need. I've been keeping track if there was a need. But
No, I
there
mean
wasn't.
attack rolls because you get attack +4 on
Yeah, but, like,
attack.
you've made most of her attacks.
Yeah, but yeah, you've made all the attacks, so it doesn't matter.
Oh,
I've been keeping track, Jordan. Don't worry.
Right, that's cool. I was just making sure because I forgot all about bless.
I'll kind of look at her. Oh no, I can't do that. I'll just look at her and I'll say an infernal and just whack at her with a giant warhammer.
She has absolutely no idea what you're saying.
No, I know. That's the point. I'm trying to
It's
intimidate
like
the bitch.
me,
Yes, let's go.
Here's a natural 20. Yeah. Roll for damage. That's a crit, son.
70 points of damage.
Describe what you're gonna do, bud. She's not dead, like, but just describe what you're gonna do.
I literally just like smack her in the face with a shield to stop her from running, and then I just whack her warhammer from behind me and just clog her in the side of the chin.
She is looking like after just the connection with the hammer. She's looking very
Fucking
pissed off.
Wow.
Like you can see blood coming down the nose. The nose is broken and off to the right side from where you swung. She missing spat out a few teeth, blood coming down her mouth, but she's looking like she's still ready. She's got some fight in her. Like that is now. Is that your turn? The lady?
Did I see anyone get hurt near me?
Apart from
Let me rephrase.
Aye.
Did I see Drin get hurt?
no.
Okay, then
Aye,
I'll
'cause
leave
it's,
it.
it's
Yeah,
touch,
that'll be my turn. Then.
That'll be your turn. No bother. It is now Denox's turn.
Right, in stealth, and if
Mhm.
I attack from stealth, I do get an advantage if I'm correct on that.
Okay, then just roll for an attack and take the higher number, bud.
Yes, so I summon a knife, another knife, and I'll launch it at her.
Ooh, those are some fat numbers.
And because,
So yeah, that connects.
because I do have advantage, I'll be able to apply sneak attack to that as well.
Yeah, roll for damage. Apply your.
Well,
sneak
I mean,
modifier.
keep in mind you always get sneak attack bonus if she's engaged with an ally.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
but
she's
you
engaged.
also get it on
three
advantage
people
as
as
well.
well.
Yeah, true. But just keep in mind if
Right,
any enemy is.
6 blade. Another 7.
And what's the stealth?
2d6? I
Oh,
want to say.
14?
Yes, mate. Just in
Damn!
2 rounds, we have done like just two characters in the
Nice.
party have done like all our health. It's like,
Yeah, man, you're lucky with those crit, especially that 17. That was a chunk.
yeah, that was
So-
a big boy damage.
You guys don't actually see Denox attacking it. You can just see her screaming in pain as she's kind of thrown to the side a little bit.
She just fucking
But there is no visible
arcane
mark.
dagger.
Yeah, there's no visible mark on her skin, but you see her arm slowly start to limp to the side, as if she's got less control over her left arm. But you don't see any wounds, no blood.
Because I hit her, I'm revealed now, so I'm not stealth anymore.
Yeah.
And just to be safe, 15, 20, 25. I think I'm going to move up to here.
Okay.
And since I've got a nice little man wall here, I think I'll take the bonus action to throw a bonus dagger.
All right. Okay. Roll for an attack.
So this one's a D4.
on.
Oh wait, that's
Is-
advantage. Hold on. So that'll be 7. So I'll miss.
I expected it to be. I'm
Wait,
basically.
Uh,
Is it going to be plus 10?
I couldn't make it, but it'll be a lot of work. Nah, I'll just take it.
So you're missing the attack?
Yes, I'll just miss that one.
Right. Fair enough. No worries. Because our AC, our natural AC is 17.
Yeah, no, I was just trying to say because I got bless, and my I can't get with potential. I'm an idiot. Never mind. I couldn't make it.
That's fine.
That was
It
a
is
four.
now Ari's turn.
So I can attack, and I also get a bonus action where I can attack again.
Maybe.
Can you
Give me a
give me
minute.
2 seconds? I will
We'll
tell
have a
you.
look.
Because
Are you talking about reckless?
Maybe that's
I've
advantage.
No, that's
I've got
advantage.
frenzy. When I go into
Oh,
rage,
yeah.
if you do so for the duration of your rage, you make a single melee attack as a bonus action.
Yeah.
Yeah,
then
you can make two attacks, yeah, but you do suffer when your rage ends. You suffer 1 point of exhaustion.
Yeah.
No bother. So roll for an
I'm also going to do relentless attack as well.
reckless attack. Oh, right, reckless attack. So that means she has advantage on you as well for her melee attacks. Right, okay. Roll for an attack.
Oh shit. Path of the Berserker, yo.
He's a big boy.
I rolled yeah.
Oh yeah, that hits. Roll for damage.
Plus a d4.
So
Oh no, no, not on him, not on him, not on him.
I know, not on him. So that's 11 points of slashing damage.
Plus,
Oh,
plus
shit.
two.
So that's
Plus 2 for rage.
13. Oof, 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 she's looking sore.
Do I hold on? It's my first attack, right? Okay, so my second attack isn't advantage. So my
No, your
bonus attack.
second attack isn't. Isn't no.
So my
Yes, it is. Reckless attacks.
no,
count.
it says on your first attack this turn.
Oh, okay,
second
my bad.
second attack misses.
God damn it! Just out of
No,
curiosity.
no, no, no. Doing so gives you advantage on melee weapon attack rolls using strength during this turn. So if you activate reckless, it is for the entire turn because all your enemies get reckless against you during the next turn. So both attacks go advantage, and you No,
Still
13.
miss.
Yeah,
It's still miss. It's just the where I'm reading it
What
says.
about the
No, yeah,
In a way,
you
yeah.
have to decide to use it on your first attack. If you don't use it on your first attack, you can't go reckless. But if you use it on your first attack, it counts for the entire turn.
Oh yeah, wait, yeah. When you make your first attack, you can decide. Yep. You gotta love the person that doesn't speak English as a first language explains English to me.
It's very true.
Right, now you're down to eight rounds for rage.
So,
Got
it is now back up to the top. It's now Drin's turn. Drin, what are you gonna do, bud?
Okay.
Come on, Edgelord, fuck him up.
Right, okay. Just gonna go some like.
She's in your melee range, and I don't know how. I think you get disadvantage on ranged spell attacks. So just keep that in mind with her being in your melee range.
But you might have touch spell attacks or can.
But you may have something like that. Let me look, because
Or you prod her with a sword.
Scott picked his spells.
Okay.
Um,
I don't know what a spell list is.
I do, and it's very nice.
He has a. There's one cantrip. or
Scott,
another
you can
cantrip.
use your fourth one down on your cantrip list.
Oh yeah, I was thinking about that.
'Cause it's within range. It's a 5-foot one,
Right, okay.
so you can use that if you want. I'm trying to find what other ones you've got. You can also use the one underneath that.
Oh, I just clicked it by accident.
Oh, it's fine.
Fine, I'll use it anyway. So I'm
You're
going to
gonna
use
use
Blade.
Wait.
Do
Hold
not
up.
search that up.
I'm not searching shit. I know what it is.
Oh, fuck you, nerd.
I'm just
Yeah,
kind of raising
bro.
my hand in the air.
But that,
Are you using Blade Ward, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, okay, so you have resistance against bludgeoning. Okay, so you've now got you take half damage if she chooses to attack you, essentially. And I think that's
I
it.
know what
Yeah.
He's just,
What?
I'm sorry, I'm just seeing Drin just standing there, just like, I'll just protect myself.
You
Bear
can,
in
he can
mind
make a
that I'm-
melee attack though, can't he? As an
No,
action.
because that is an action.
no, because this
Is it an action?
Yeah,
But it's just
casting
where
one
you
action.
cantrip. Oh, action. Sorry. Yeah.
That's fine. I clicked it by
Magic
accident.
use is still new to me as well, so I'm still trying to get.
Yeah, I'm gonna adjust one of my
Tell you
cantrips
now,
for that as well.
Scott is super protected.
Yeah,
Scott's
this
off.
motherfucker is not dying.
Scott's got IRC and he's taking half damage. This gun is.
It's like-
Yeah.
we
And I'm
like-
going to take a step back from her because I feel like she's looking at
She's
me in a
gonna-
way that I'm not
she's gonna
enjoying.
she's gonna make an attack on you then.
She
See,
gets.
opportunity attacks. Do they get advantage, or is it just straight roll?
Wait, what?
Why would they get advantage?
I was just asking a
I think
simple
it's just a
question.
straight roll.
No. Regular, unless there is a reason. Like for example, if Ari now disengages, all his attacks are made with advantage because he uses reckless.
Anyway,
Oh.
I was just wondering because we've been an attack of opportunity. I didn't know
No.
if maybe
It's just
because
basically
you're taking
forward
the
like that.
risk essentially. So Scott, 15. Does that hit your AC?
Hold on.
that's
So
probably
this is just a question. So she has opportunity because he moved away, even though that she's engaged with other people.
yes.
Yeah, because he's moving out of her attack range.
As long as you leave someone's combat range, then and they are not focused on one person with by spells, they always get opportunity attacks. But keep in mind, it takes up their reaction,
Yes.
which means that now if someone else leaves her combat range, she doesn't get
Okay.
another attack of
Yeah.
opportunity.
Yeah, I was about
So
to say that.
15 hits, Scott, because I know what your AC is, so it's fine.
Remember, he's mage armor.
Yeah, that's with his mage
Yeah,
armor.
Just making sure. Being safe.
Major
Oh, that's a
is not much.
Okay, that's an 8 and a 6 plus 4.
Big sure.
That's 18 points of slashing damage, half. So you take 9 points of slashing damage. It's
I
because
mean,
you,
your
just
blade
got
ward
this
is coming in
if
handy
you
right
never
now.
used Blade Ward there, oof, you would have been.
I'm assuming he's
unintended
level
smarmy.
3 like us.
Yes, he's level 3 but with his class he doesn't get a lot of. He doesn't get a big HP down.
Yeah.
So I have to take 9 off, yeah?
Yeah, 9 off
Yeah.
your sheet, yeah.
Don't
So
worry,
just
bud. I
Just got
got
the
you.
arrows.
Don't worry.
I just go to the arrows and click 9 times, that's what I do, but
Yeah,
makes
I've
life
done it.
easier.
13.
That's
Jesus
fine.
Christ. Killer!
she's
Stop getting the moving!
I tried.
So it is now.
Is, axe.
Is that your turn? Yeah. Is that you done?
I can't use anything else, so yeah.
That's cool. Right, it's now Vex's turn.
Well, going by the fact that blood barrier is still active, I'm going to
Mhm.
step into the space that Drin has just
Dipped out of.
evacuated,
Mhm.
and I'm going to take a swipe at her
Mhm.
with the armature.
Cool. Roll for an attack.
Do you get advantage? Technically, if you would stand opposite of me, you could get advantage.
He can. Well, he would have to move around. Ari. He would have to
would
go.
you-
he would have to
can
use.
allow
move-
that?
You can move
I'll-
through friendly space.
Would you allow that, Jared? or do you wish me to just stay where I am?
I mean, well, no, you can stay where you are. It's just, it's either you go around that way, or you
No,
just
you
walk
can
through
move
Ari.
through someone's space. You can move
Or you
through a
just kinda
friendly
s-
ally
you just,
space.
you just kind of stand in it.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Yeah. If you want,
And
You
then roll a
can-
d4 to see if you hit, because if you roll a 3 or a 4, you actually hit.
Because I'm thinking her thing is above that.
you don't
No,
have
16. Don't have. Yep, figured as much.
One,
Uh,
one,
and
one
Or
spark.
AC 17.
Because it is technically a dual wielding weapon, because I've got 2 arms, I'm going to use my bonus action to make another slice.
Okay. Yeah, that hits. Roll for damage.
That's 5.
Just 5. Okay. So you take a big swing, these huge. In fact, you would describe your. Everybody describe their own fucking actions instead of me trying to do it. It's fucking. I've got enough on my plate.
You're the DM.
I've had enough of this shit!
Yeah, you guys describe how you want to fucking attack this thing.
It's almost in complete fucking revenge for what she did to me before. These massive crimson talons splay wide above her and come slicing down through her back and plunge into the earth. There's a big like spray of blood coming out. Technically, by that spell I used before, the way I described it, I could like do a sort of flurry of blows thing, but me and Alex are going to discuss that afterwards. I'll just leave that be just now and just
That's
take one
fine.
bonus
Like,
action.
like we've said, it's all playtesting. It's all
Yeah.
working out the kinks, making sure it's all fine for
At least,
free.
right now, at least you're not blowing up the planet.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, well, all of that has been adjusted, so damage has been scaled back. Very
Just
nice.
you fucking wait.
I've had
Um,
one too many 4 o'clock in the morning bedtimes this week, adjusting things.
I
for
know.
my
I've had many a text in the morning saying, "I hope this doesn't wake you at 5 to 3 in the morning."
Oh, you
I
love
specifically remember 2:53 a.m.
Hope this doesn't wake you, but were you already awake, Jordan?
I was sleeping. I didn't get it until like 6. Right. So, is that your combat movement? Jen?
Can she still make a reaction against me?
No.
No,
No.
technically, because she's used her.
You can
Ah,
move
I'm gonna
it.
take a back step and just be like,
Okay, it's now her turn, and she is very pissed off.
Keep in
What
mind,
she's
no, not for you, for
Oh.
Vex. If you would have stayed there, I would have also gotten an advantage, and now I don't. Just keep them in mind. For next time.
Steve.
trying to think on how this might work. I don't know if this is my discretion or.
I also need to state for the record that
Oh.
because my turn's now over, the effects of blood barrier are now gone, so I'm back to where I
No
was
temporary
otherwise.
HP. So she initially started this by attacking Vex when she was invisible.
Uh-huh.
She done this. So basically, the way it works is she can mimic voices. So the scream you heard was her, but she was invisible previous to this. So when she come out,
She ran past me, basically.
yeah, she basically got past you because as the invisible thing she's got, she leaves no trace. There's no footprints. She can't be detected.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I can use this spell again.
That depends. If it specifies on her sheet that it's a once a day ability or a 3 times a day ability, then you're
It does.
limited.
It comes under our actions.
Okay, then you can just use that spell. But keep in mind that even though she goes invisible, I still get to attack her if she leaves my combat range.
We do invisible passage. It's not just invisibility. The hag magically turns invisible until she attacks or casts a spell, or until her concentration ends, as if concentrating on a spell. While invisible, she leaves no physical evidence of her passage, so she can be tracked only by magic. Any equipment she wears or carries is invisible with her. I don't know how that applies to your attack of opportunity. Because it's different from, I think it's different
Well,
from normal
thing is,
invisibility.
So the way that those spells work, it still counts as invisibility. So if she vanishes in front of my eyes, and then decides to leave, from a game perspective, I still get to swing with
Mhm.
disadvantage to try and hit her.
That's
Because
fine.
she's invisible, I get disadvantage. But
That's
I still
fine. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's
you
just
just
I was
wouldn't
just
know if
wondering
you
how
got
it worked. Really, I was just wondering how it worked. So what she'll do is she's just gonna, pardon me, she's gonna take a swing at Ari
Yeah, that's what I
because
suspected.
I've got disadvantage. Yeah, because I have disadvantage.
she's got
Yeah.
disadvantage. Yeah.
Not at
so,
the count that just did 9,000 damage to her.
So it's two rolls for these, isn't it?
Yes.
Aye.
Two then.
So she gets advantage. so she
And
gets
I get the
What's
I get
that
the
one?
highest. She gets the
That's
highest.
6. And 8 plus. Is it strength based?
Oh, was she,
That would
she
be-
using like claws?
Aye,
Yeah,
so
should be straight.
12. Does 12 hit you?
Nope.
Oh, look at that. So, that's even with this. That was just 1 minute. Hold on. See the dots on the D20? With the 6s and the 9s. I know, obviously, because the numbers are
The
similar.
bottom. It'll be the bottom.
The bottom
Put it up to the camera.
is the bar. So the bar, where the, where the bar
rolled
is.
that one. I didn't
Yeah,
care if you
that
can even see it.
No, just
it's
listen
not.
to me. If there's
Okay.
if there's a line underneath the number, that's designating the bottom.
The
It
dot will
doesn't have a line. It's got dots on the D20.
Yeah,
Dot
if it's
will just
the
be the
dot,
bottom.
where the dot is the button.
The dots on the top corner of this number, so I don't know if it's maybe a 9.
Then you need to turn it upside down.
Yes, it's a 9. I wasn't sure. So it's an 8 and a 9, 9 plus 4 to
Oh,
so
it hits.
13. 13 hits?
There
Oh,
it hits.
that's rough. I
So
wish
if
it-
you have a 6 like this, look at the chat. That's
Aye.
a 6. But otherwise, a 9 looks like this.
Aye, that's basically what I was trying to discern, but the way it landed was funky. So 9, 13, and 13 hits, yeah?
Yep.
So that's 2d8. 2d8
I
plus.
should have more than
No, he's barbarian, he's not
that.
really
We- we
allowed
need
more
to
than
make-
that. You would have to get somebody, so it's.
You get that
You
by a shield.
take
It's just
11
because my
points of damage. Are you still raging?
I am indeed raging, so I get half.
Yeah, so that's 5 points of slashing damage.
Didn't he
And-
get
But
us?
I've got a lot of HP. It's because my dex is only I get
His dex is a
plus,
dumpster.
+1 to dex, +2 to constitution. Add that to my 10 makes 13. It's just that's what the rolls came out as.
And with his unarmored defense as well, with his class.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Barbarians get benefits to their AC if they didn't wear armor.
Yeah, that's what I'm just saying. It's just
So yeah, it is now. She's not going to move. She's still going to be. Or well, she's going to move. She can't move because she's in combat range with. In fact, yeah, fuck it. Yeah, she's going to move because that's what I would do as a character. She's going to move here and then move down. So you can take an attack of opportunity, Sean.
Haha, is it just a normal attack? Oh, that doesn't hit.
Just a normal attack. Yeah, nah, it didn't hit. So she slips around. She's still in melee range with Valeri. She's not going to leave his range. She's just trying to get as close to her home as possible. So it is now Valeri's turn.
Fucking god. Is she invisible?
No, I chose not to do that.
Scratch my fucking toad.
How hurt does she look?
Yeah. If you got lucky enough, probably yeah. She's She's got a broken nose, teeth missing, blood coming from her mouth. Her left arm seems to be limp and it's not responding to her movements. She's also got a massive gouge in her left thigh where Ari landed his axe. So yeah, she's looking pretty beat up.
I will toss my shield to the side,
Okay.
grab my warhammer with 2 hands, and
Okay.
swing at the bitch.
Roll for an attack. That just hits. Roll for damage.
She's just 17 AC then.
Yeah. I've told you 3 times. Did you not hear me?
I'm not paying attention.
I will cast, I cast the divine smite on top of that, so I'm gonna roll 2 extra d8.
Oh right. Okay.
So that's
Yeah,
16
she's-
points of damage.
How do you want to do this?
Indeed.
So I
Yeah.
grab my warhammer with 2 hands and I kind of look up to the sky, and this warhammer starts glowing with divine radiance. I just arch it overhead and just go bop as if I'm like whacking Maul into the ground.
Yeah, so from the surrounding guys, all you see is our head basically exploding like a watermelon. Just spatter flying everywhere, and her body just collapses limp to the floor, just done. Her head is non-existent and it is splattered everywhere. Valeria, you are covered in
That's perfectly
green
fine.
hag brain.
Totally okay with it.
So, yeah, do with that as you will. Change the music again.
At that point, Vex is just gonna like fling his arms back like the armature dissipates. and just,
Yeah,
"Fucking
so yeah.
bitch."
Scott, that was your first experience with combat.
I picked the wrong spell once.
No, it's mate. You saved
Oh, is
yourself.
Yeah, it worked.
You actually did a good thing because you would have been fucked up by that.
Yeah,
18
if you had
damage.
taken 18 points, let me see. I can't remember what your HP.
The
You
HP
would have
was
been at
20
like you were
gold.
on. You would have been on 6 HP. You would have been rough, man.
Oof.
Right.
So
When combat ends,
when combat is finished, you just take a few minutes to gather yourselves. I don't know if our resident only paladin wants to do anything.
yeah,
I calm down.
Yeah, you
I'll
calm
look
down.
up
You're
to
Harry. As you see, as you're trying to prepare divine spells coming from your hands, you just see a look on Ari's face going from pure rage to simple docile again.
And he's pretty fucking tired.
And
I'll
he's
first
pretty
walk up
fucking
to
tired.
Ari
Yeah,
and
so
I'll
make sure you
pat,
mark
pat him on the head.
make sure you
Good
mark
boy.
1 point of exhaustion on your character sheet, or at least write it down somewhere.
I click my fingers and dissipate my shields.
Nice, and just mark it down, write it down a bit of paper or something. And with
Mine-
that, we'll take a quick 5-minute break, just if anybody's need to go for a piss and stuff, because I really do.
Go for it. Keep in mind,
Bio-
Scott, your mage armor stays active for the next 7 hours, so
Oh
or
yeah.
8 hours.
yeah.
So, I will walk up to Ari and I'll kind of like pat him on the head and say, "Good boy, you did well."
We got her! Yay!
And then I will walk up to Scott and I'll put my hand on you, and you'll suddenly feel like a heat resonating through your torso, and you gain 5 points of healing.
Nice, thanks.
How beat up does my boy Vex look?
I can't remember what you took. Let me go back.
Oh, he's not here. Never mind. I'll wait.
I'm going in it.
Oh
Sure
yeah, I
thing.
can't even tell from here. But, he did get hit. I think it was for like 6 damage. or
Yeah, he
something.
got hit by some. He got 10 points of damage from the hag. And then something else, but I don't remember. Very good. Yeah, man. I think like just that amount of damage that we did together, Donald. two turns. Bop, bop, 31 points of damage or some shit. This was you did 14, I think. I did 17,
I kept doing 7
33.
damage every time.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping I would get the last hit because I wanted to fucking sear her mind with psi energy, but you managed to do decent.
Oh, you get bonuses for that?
No, it's just a finishing touch.
Okay.
That's how I want to like start finishing cunts off, is just like fucking burning their mind with psi energy.
Yeah, it's
But you
Yeah,
just crunching head is just as good.
I quite like the paladin, man. His damage output is not bad. Dude just swings at cunts.
Let me see if I can.
Significant damage. Okay. I'll take a quick piss as well.
Everyone is gone. Oh, that's bad.
You enjoying that donut?
It's banana bread.
You enjoying that banana bread?
Yeah.
I can see it through your window.
You're like Donald. I see you in your cupboard.
Let's see if this is gonna fucking work. It's Kickstarter. It's not a droid. Droid cam.
Hello there.
Hello there.
Yeah.
General Kenobi.
I had my health restored up to 18 by Russian.
By who? Oh, so you'd only roll 5 lay on hands, like.
Is it working?
Ah, you're on the side now.
It's slow as fuck though.
Ah, it's very slow.
What's he using for his cam?
It's an app, I think.
Let's see. Try to think.
What are you thinking about?
I'm trying to see if I can make it so that
That's gonna freak yous out.
Fucking funny.
I'm trying to make
So
it so
that'll be a
that I
no.
can mute the Discord without muting like for the stream.
What do you mean, like notifications?
No, I mean like just use talking, so it's like when we're on a break, you know, I can change the screen. It's just it'll be just the music.
Oh, yeah,
But I can
yeah.
still hear yous and talk to yous and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure how to make that work. I'll have to figure that out at some point.
I'm sure there'll be a way.
Right, I'm back.
We see you. I just love that fucking following the lights, and you're like, oh god, no, what's gonna happen? I don't know what. Fuck.
I
I'm
was
being
just thinking the
prepared.
entire time, just like, don't follow the lights!
And then suddenly, grin.
A wild Scott appears.
A wild Scott up here, yeah, exactly.
Well, it's got Pierce.
I think
That's
your
right, I'll have
reaction
to
was the
probably-
best thing ever.
Ah, that's funny.
I love John's reaction. I can't walked away from his computer. I thought it was great. He was like,
It's like, done.
that was amazing.
I was like,
I'll be
Vex, my young friend, how hurt are you?
I still have 27 points of health.
Right, I'll leave that for now then.
So,
Jordan, what did
Hmm?
you say one exhaustion does to me?
you get this advantage. Is your name Jordan?
Sorry.
I just love how I can see his face and he's like, whoa, damn! One level exhaustion. I wrote that down somewhere.
Sebastian,
gives
you'll be quicker. What's one of us exhaustion?
It's on all rolls.
Yeah, ability checks. Yeah, that's what it was. It's no attack rolls though. It's just this disadvantage on ability checks. I knew I had it in here somewhere. I just couldn't find it. So, what?
But when I rage, don't I get advantage?
If
So
you
it would just be
reckless,
a straight roll.
if you reckless, you get advantage.
Yeah, but since you frenzied, you've now got a point of exhaustion.
Yeah, I know. But when I'm raging, I get advantage on strength checks.
Aye,
So,
it would just be a straight roll.
Yes.
You wouldn't get advantage. It would just be straight.
you're
You get-
straight.
Moz straight. There we go. So,
I would hope so, yeah.
as you all calm down after the initial combat with this creature, yeah, what do you want to do?
I want to run up in the build. Well, first up, I want to check her, see if she's got anything on her.
Roll me an investigation check.
Can I help him with it?
No. He doesn't need it.
Yes, he
He
does.
might need it.
Are you sure
Um,
about that?
Well, what you can see on her is she just had like this long, loose gown, like tattered, ripped gown. There was no like hidden pockets or anything like that on her.
Yeah, we don't want that.
Yeah. But that's it. I love Vows. He doesn't need it. Rolls a 2. He might need it.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah,
Um,
so
I'll walk back to the second floor or climb back to the second floor.
okay. So you take a few more minutes, or like maybe 5 minutes to climb back up the rubble to then go up the stairs into the second floor. What do you want to do?
I want to kick up. Well, no. I'm still linked telepathically
Yeah, you're
to
still
Master
linked to me.
Dinoc. Master Dinoc, would you be so kind as to get your fucking ass up here?
I just get like an eye roll and I just wander up.
No one.
I
can
can't
your
see the eye
roll.
roll. Yeah.
Scott, make a perception check, please.
Oh,
Oh boy.
Perception, he say.
Yeah, perception, bud.
Sorry, because the dog's outside, so.
Oh.
I'll go and get him in.
Perception.
Down the bottom of your skills. You notice
Probably
Donald's eye roll.
I casually smirk.
Yes. So
I'd like to kind of just feel at the wind on my back just to see what kind of state I'm in.
what do you mean?
Like, I want to see how bad it is.
What,
which
like-
is maybe gonna,
Are you able
Yeah.
to see your back?
I could feel, potentially. Running
Well, she
around.
basically raked from like your right shoulder to your left hip, so it's like across your like back.
I suppose it's like because there's no like bleeding in 5e. There's like I'm in danger if like an artery just being like, oh hey.
No.
Sorry.
Do our
You
poison.
healed it back up, didn't you? Though, did you know do something to heal the damage?
No.
All right, okay. Well, yeah, you've got a deep gouge or like 4 deep scratches down your back,
If Vex is
but
just
you're
gonna
not
stand
at
there
risk
and
of popping an artery or
just
bleeding
gonna
out.
stand there and just mumble to himself like fucking mother.
You're just really annoyed.
Right,
Yep.
I get up.
So,
I get up to the tip.
Scott noticed your eye roll, and he casually smirked. So yeah, you run up the rubble onto the second floor. What do you want to do?
I come up and I'm like, wait, what's up?
So Dinoc's up beside you, Valeri.
You say to move up.
Five. Right, Master Dinoc. If you'd be so kind as to open this bitch, and I point at the chest with the padlock on it.
I'll
Okay, then
I'll get my tools out. And I start. picking
roll me a thieves tool check. I don't know how you get advantages
Oh,
and
wait. Seeing? Because I'm going to guess this DC. Right, as I'm picking the lock, I feel myself slip and I'm like, god damn it.
Mhm.
And then I flare my psionic energy.
Okay. You just managed to crack it.
And I click
DC
it
was
home,
5th.
and then
DC was-
my eyes just flash a wee bit green.
Yeah, no one notices
See
that.
this?
No, you don't see that because he's crouched down, looking at
Yeah.
his padlock with his hood up, so you don't
Figured.
notice it at the
And I
time.
pop the lock
Yeah,
out,
you just lock comes off.
chuck it to the side, and throw it
It's a heavy wrought iron one, so like you pick up and you're like, oh Jesus, that's got weight to it.
sticker.
Is this broken?
Sorry,
Is the lock open or broken?
Open.
it's lockpicked, so it's open.
Can I grab it?
Sure, yeah. You add a wrought iron lockpick to your inventory.
With the chains that were around the chest?
He's not taking the chains off yet.
Oh, I didn't think it was chains.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
well, what else?
it was a wrought iron chest with like 4 layers of heavy wrought iron chains wrapped around it, with like a large padlock that was probably like this size.
Right, and I turn to Valeri
On
like,
it.
like, help me with the chains, please.
Hmm.
And
What's the problem?
I try, like, as I see him just going fucking foof, and I'm like, oh god damn it.
Yeah, you're not that weak where you can't pull off chains, but
It's inconvenient.
yeah, it's a bit inconvenient. You manage to lift it, but you get the chains off, and now there's just a wrought iron chest with
And I've motioned to Valeri to open it.
it's got like it's got a handle on it, like this. So think of that being the top of it, or this being like the lip. It's got something like that for you to grab and then lift up.
Yeah.
So
Master Dinoc, would you be so kind as to make sure there's no traps attached to this damn thing?
Okay. I won't-
roll me an investigation check.
I can't tell.
Look like a nice chest to you, bud.
It's a wonderful chest.
It's a wonderful chest, my dude.
And I'm
Does it
motioning-
have teeth?
Fuck it. I'll tell Master Dinoc, you might want to stand back just in case. Then I'll open the chest once he moves away.
Okay. And you're just flipping it open.
I mean, I'm lifting the lid. I'm not like boom, but I'll lift the lid and to see what is inside.
So you're opening it open.
Yes.
You take 3 points of cold damage as a cold, misty, gaseous, cold ice. I can't think of the right word. It's not like a runic. It's not like an explosion, but it's like a jet blast of ice cold air smashes you in the face.
Can I
Like
just
dry ice.
can I just make
But it's
sure,
open.
can I make sure like to spot it would have been a 15 DC, yeah?
Yeah, it would have been.
okay,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been able to make it.
So
No,
yeah,
it's
so
a
just
problem.
yeah, so you've got like a little bit of icicle blasting like on the top of your horn.
I'm just like, ooh.
Yeah.
Basically, I just like open the chest and I turn around for a second, and you just see me staring at Dinoc angrily, like completely covered in like frostbite, like
Yeah.
like my hair is just like completely icicled.
Mhm.
So
Pretty much.
I couldn't see anything.
Pardon?
I'm just saying, I couldn't see anything.
So roll
No.
me. No, I didn't need actually need another check for inside it. So as you open it up, there is what you can see with your dark visions. Because I'm assuming Donald, you have dark vision. Is that right?
I don't have dark vision.
All right. Well, you can't see shit.
Yeah.
So I'm the
Actually,
only one that-
we should have actually pointed that out. It's like pitch black in there.
I made my way through and I went. What?
Aye, you would need to if you want to see inside it, you would need to light up a torch or Valeric and then pick it up and take it out.
What was it?
So Valeric, if you want to pick it up and take it out, you roll me a strength check, or you can just loot it from there.
I'm just gonna take what's inside and then
Right,
move
okay, so-
on. And then...
What you see, or what you find in it, is there is like this rotted quiver inside the chest, and you pick it out, and it's a rotted quiver of give me a minute. I need to do a thing. What is it? Where is my 1d10? Of 6 silver arrows.
Ooh.
Yep. So mark that in on your character sheet now, so you can keep track of it.
Yeah. I'm
There's
writing it.
also 2. Oh, this was the one that you helped me pick, Scott. Yes. I mean, I was pissed myself when I was putting these in. You find 2 small vials of a sort of light green liquid. One's a really light green. One's a darker green, but they're both the same size vials. They're both maybe about this size, about 3 inches big, with a corked stopper on the top. And this is my fucking favourite one. I need to roll these. The last thing you see is like a small, like a cigar box. Inside, do you want to open it?
Sure.
It's as you open it,
Rolling
it
a
has
defense check.
6 little soap-like blocks of insect repellent. That is my favourite thing ever. The fact you're in a fucking swamp and you now have 6 little blocks of insect repellent. Love it. It's so dumb,
Right.
but I love it.
Due to the fact that I can't see him, like, what did you find?
Fuck all, mate.
Mimic!
Why was this chained up?
Right. So
Fair enough.
after that,
Investigation.
what I'll do.
Can I insight the DM, please? Fucking lying.
No, it's fine. Like, and the chest is now empty.
Yes.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'll stuff everything in a bag. I'll look at Macedonian. So,
You do
Not
have your
the-
backpack as well.
yeah, that's what I mean. I'm putting everything.
Is anybody else able to go into the room, or is there not enough space?
You can go up if you want. It's like maybe a 10 by 10.
Right,
Second
you're
floor.
also- You're also like,
Can I-
linked with me as well.
Investigate the chest further.
Well, you'll need to go up.
Yeah, go for it. Well, you'll have to like spend like 10 minutes going up to get into it.
Technically, you wouldn't even know what the fuck is going on, and you wouldn't even know that there is a chest.
Yeah.
So,
So yeah. for this-
Technically, you wouldn't really. Oh, bite.
Yeah, your camera went off, bud.
No!
Oh.
I think you
I
and
think his
Alf
phone's maybe
each-
died.
Yeah, phone died.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's Eats camera.
Yeah. It's fucking horrible. With my iPad, when we used it last week, it went from 100% to like 14.
Yeah, it goes so quick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hello. Oh,
I've had my phone
the
plugged in the
camera
whole
gets
time.
eaten alive. It's mental.
Phone died, squad.
I don't know what just happened.
Did your phone run out of battery? Because Discord video chat eats battery.
No,
Yeah.
I'm plugged in. It's my
Oh.
tablet. It's plugged in.
Then
Maybe
I don't know.
Maybe it just didn't like Alex's metagaming response.
No, he's metagaming. I'm not metagaming. I'm telling him not to metagame.
So yeah, you can go inside if you want to find out anything or like find out what's going on, but you
I'll just-
personally won't know that there's a chest in there just now.
Wait, I'll just outside this.
Right? Okay. No
So
worries.
just for your knowledge, like the way that you play it is from the perspective of your character. So often things will be happening that your character is not a part of, so you're not actually aware that they're happening.
Obviously, you can hear it as we talk about it, so it makes your brain think, "I can ask the question, can I investigate it?" But as a player, as a character, you didn't have a clue.
Then
There's
you hear
always people in the room or Dinoc
It,
and
that
Valerius.
it's also when we're one of our party members is having a discussion with the town hall mayor or something, and like someone goes, "Yo, you should ask him this," but then you're not there. You're not in that conversation, so you have no way of.
Metagaming crow.
Yeah, metagaming pigeon. But
Right,
okay.
so-
Anyway,
After
yeah, I'll leave that for
you-
what it is. And
yeah,
then
you,
I'll-
after you've looted the chest and you've made your way back outside, you can
No, no,
choose
no.
whether or not to tell the group
Listen,
what you have
listen,
just now.
I'm
or
not done yet.
Oh, fuck me. Okay.
You said there was also a desk in that room. I want to check the desk.
Okay, then roll me an investigation check.
But first I'll light a torch so Master Dino can see.
I'm like, oh,
Cool. I need a D100.
I was going to use a lantern, but I'm not at waste oil on that yet.
Yeah,
Oh.
same. That's what I have. A bunch of torches. I still have 10 torches, so
Oh,
I'll light the torch. I'll
Mhm,
put it
I'm listening.
in a socket or whatever if I can find one.
It's got a
And
You
otherwise-
can light. You can like. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. You put it on a sconce.
And
That's
I can like hold it.
or that works. Yeah.
And then I will look at Master Dino. You want to help me search this this here thing?
Sure.
And then I'll let him roll with advantage.
And that one. Investigation. Investigation. Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
sir. With advantage to roll again.
Oh yeah, I forgot. How much did I do that twice?
These rolls.
Wait.
man.
That's a nice desk.
Yeah.
Wait.
One
I'll roll my psionic.
Okay. Is that meaning you're rolling again?
Yeah. I'll add 1d6 to the 11. So.
No, it's fine. You never found anything
Oh, I'll still do it anyway.
because my
Yeah, I wouldn't.
D100 was shite. So you never found anything.
So I do try and look at it, and my eyes flash just.
Aye,
Under
that's fair.
finished. I'll say, right,
did you
Master
say?
Dino, I think that's everything then. Let's get out of here.
While they're up in the tower, I'd like to use what is it? The harmonize cantrip to spend my 1 point of anarchy to get rid of my 1 point of entropy.
Yeah, do what you need to do. So,
Ah.
are you all making your way back together on the ground floor, like in the outside courtyard area?
Yep.
You're all there, right? So, after
There was
you...
no further like stairs up, right?
No.
Cool.
It was how do I describe it? It was basically like an attic up there
Yeah, that's
on the very tippy top, but it's like half of it's caved in. So no,
Cool.
you would there's no way for you to just get up there. So after you have done what you needed to do, you all start to wander back in the direction from where the lights previously came from, where they were where you were distracted, we'll say. And
Make our way back.
yeah, you make your way back. So you are roughly, like we'll just say here. So you are in this center area. You ventured off this way. So you now have meandered all your way, all the way back, and you can see the loggers. They have caught up with you, and they seem like the one who initially spoke to you, Bodo is his name. He seems quite surprised at the fact that 4 people have now just become 5.
By the way, just
Oh,
question. How long did
2
it
seconds.
take? Oh, no, sorry.
I was just wondering, Scott, do you still have your hood up?
Yes.
Right, okay, cool. What were you going to say, Donald?
How long did it take for us to come back here?
About another 15-20 minutes. You weren't walking at like a fast pace. So in total, it's now like you started at 9 a.m. It's now roughly 1:30, 2 p.m. in the afternoon. No, sorry, 6 hours had passed. Yeah, so it's about 3:30. There we go. No, I had to actually remember. So yeah, it's about 3:30 p.m.
It's for my telepathic thing, so I think I'm still connected with the folks.
Oh yeah, I
That's
guess it's an hour.
You'll still be connected for the next 20 minutes, I think. Yeah, so as you walk back, you see like the ring of torches, like because since you are in a deep swamp and the trees here are ranged between 15 and 60 feet high. They're huge trees, massive canopies that span large amounts of ground. Not a lot of light comes in. So when you're walking back, you can see like the torches that are being held by the loggers and by the guards that are with them. Bodo notices the approach, and he questions. He kind of like he's wondering where this new addition come from. He's startled by the appearance of a drow in the swampy forests that surround his home. But he directs his questions towards the group while staring at Drin, because he can. Yeah, he makes out with the build, the hair, and the general appearance of the fifth member. He can. Sorry.
What was this guy's name?
Bodo.
Bodo.
Yeah, Bodo. He can discern that he is a drow, even with the hood up, because it doesn't.
What does he ask?
I was just getting to that. He's just startled by the fact that there is a drow in his surrounding area. That was not expected. Like no one knew of a drow being in this area. He asks, "How goes the scouting?" and also, "Why is there a drow with you?"
Lost traveler. We offered to aid him getting back to town at a later point.
Roll me a deception check.
Why deception? He's a lost traveler, no?
He doesn't know that. Like you, the person you're trying to basically lie to doesn't know, because no one knew that there was a drow in the forests. This one random drow. For someone who's grew up in this area, it's quite like random traveler, a drow.
Mate, I'm a blood angel. What the fuck does he think I come from?
Yeah, but you look like a tiefling.
Yeah, that's fair.
Tiefling. There's one in their general store. It's fine. He just takes it on the chin, and he's like, "I've seen stranger things in my day." But he also says, "How goes the scouting?" He asks you how everything's going.
Well, a mass about it. We haven't made much progress because we got held up by a nasty little fucking green witch creature in this swamp bog or whatever the fuck we is. We took care of it. So
as you're saying this, you see a sort of like an eye twitch in him. He's like, "Oh, her."
Are you familiar with her?
Well, we thought she was dead.
She'll no longer be a problem.
She is now.
She is now, yes.
As you say that, you see him look at you and kind of give a. Okay.
Let's just say head.
Have you ever made pancakes, Bodo?
Yeah, but they've come out quite lumpy.
Well, this is a very lumpy and squashed pancake.
Good.
Right. So we'll continue on our scouting.
Well, you have a choice of taking a short rest here for an hour. You've met up with the group. You can take a short rest and have like something to eat and drink and stuff.
A short rest or a long rest to get rid of exhaustion?
A long rest.
Alright, so.
Long rest. Yeah.
So it's up to you. She's didn't have today, because then that would be 4:30 in the
I'll
evening.
look at the group and I'll go, gentlemen, do we need to take a short rest?
I'll look at the others.
Well, I'm getting a bit hungry.
I've got health to recover, so yeah.
Right. Okay. So are you taking a
fair
long
enough.
rest?
John,
Yeah, let's settle down and we'll like make a little fire and whatever.
Yeah. There's already a couple of fires burning. So,
Cool.
with how dark it is in this area, I'm just going to put you to this one.
John, you're mute right now.
Ah,
I think
that
he's head-
explains
Alright,
so much.
That's
Yeah,
all right,
so-
I mean, the sneeze. And
So yeah, this is what you see now. Just wait, I've just put it to this map so it's a bit more. You can feel it a bit better.
Dark vision. We can see everything.
Well, you can't see as good as our good drow friend there.
Good point. But when the sun shines, he is fucked.
That's why he has that hood. So yeah, you see a few like the loggers are pitching some like small, easy to put up tents. They've got like their small wooden stools that they're all putting around. There's about 30 of you guys now. When you include all the loggers, the few guards with them, plus you 5. You are sitting a wee bit off to the main group, but you've got your own little fire burning. They're cooking sausages and things like that after 6 hours of trudging through this, following your route. So if you guys want to roll a hit dice to regain your HP, feel free. You don't have to if you already have full. So
33 hit dice.
what you do there, Scott, is you would click where it says underneath temporary hit points. You've got hit dice 3 of 3. You see that?
Alright, yeah.
You would then just click the hit dice bit, and it would roll. Oh, you regain 7 HP.
Well, you don't go above your max, but
You don't go above your max, but yeah, you regain. If that 7 hits your maximum number, you regain max HP.
That just. Son of a.
Right.
You sneaky little fuck! Remember when I said somebody new is joining when you rolled for stats? That was Scott, you lying sack of shit!
You just realised this.
I just realised. I half expected him to realise when Scott was introduced, but it's fine.
Was this
No, I didn't.
was
think
this on the
about
other
stats
day when we
anymore.
were on your other game?
Aye.
I
This was the
didn't
other day
think
when
about
Alex
stats.
messaged me saying my spidey senses are tingling that there's a new character joining.
I
I was like,
knew
no,
it. you
I said
fuck.
no, I'm rolling stats for a high level character just in case he dies.
so what you told us earlier, where you were saying, "Oh, Alex questioned that," and it was like, "Oh, it's just for another character for another game." Do you want me to go back to Hemomancer 1.5?
Yeah, every time you guys ask me about questions like that, that was bullshit, and yeah.
Oh man.
It's because he knew.
Motherfucker.
It's because he knew that this kind of response was going to come. So.
Yep.
So
Because I did the same thing to him when Hatero joined our group.
Yep, I did not expect that shit. I fucking screamed. So, you
Um,
guys take a short rest for an hour. It's now
I'm back up to max, so I'm happy.
right. Cool.
White Eater
While
Ratchet.
we are short resting, can I take out what was it? The silver arrows. Hand those to
Where's my
Master Dean. What?
What, Scott?
And my character's off the map. How do you get them back?
Just
go
drag
to
your
the-
token.
Yeah, go to the journal and then just drag them over like that.
Press and
Ah,
hold your
hey,
character sheet.
sorry,
Yeah.
sorry.
Oh,
Continue.
you're 2 now. There's 2
That's
of you.
fine. That's fine. I deleted them. I was just doing it.
Yeah, I'll take out the silver arrows that I found, and
Mhm.
do they look arcane in nature at all?
No, they're just like the wooden shaft with beautiful like elven made fletching, but like a very elegant silver arrowhead on it.
Okay, I will take those out and I will hand those to Master Dinoc.
Mm-hmm.
Here you go. I think these might serve you better than they will me.
I'll look at them.
Um,
Admire. Need to
then
get
I
myself
will
a
take
sword.
out the cigar blocks. Cigar blocks.
Yeah.
Cigar box with,
yeah,
with
yeah.
blocks of incense.
Yeah.
And then I will probably hand those to. Yeah, I'll hand those to Vex. He seems the more.
Well, there's 6 individual blocks of it, so you could take one out and give one to every person.
Yes, but I want him to try and figure out what they are before I put it on my body.
Okay.
Okay, so right, yeah. It's insect repellent, but you don't know as a player that they're insect repellent.
Yeah,
Roll
and then
investigation check.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
I'll hand the 2 vials of liquid,
blocks.
and I'll hand those to our new friend Drin and young Master Drin. Would you be so kind as to figure out what the fuck this is?
Funny part
So-
is you can't.
I have
You
no
can't?
idea what's up.
Well, I don't know that. So
No, you don't know that now. But you could roll an investigation check, Scott, to try and ascertain what they might be. And if you roll high enough, I will tell you privately.
So what check? Sorry.
Investigation.
For vials, wouldn't medicine be better?
I mean, medicine or even
It didn't roll high enough, regardless. So
yeah.
It could easily be the opposite of medicine.
so
Good.
yeah, it's just the same as what you previously guessed. It's just 2 vials about 4-inch long with a cork in the top. One's a lighter green, one's a darker green. You can't tell as to what they are. So do you want to keep them or hand them back to Valeri?
I'll hand them back.
Also,
that's-
hand
that-
back the box.
That's unfortunate. I guess we'll just have to find out at a later point, and I'll stuff them back into the.
We need to
into
find
the bag.
someone.
I can try them if you like.
No.
I think
It's
we're
tempting. I'm
hold
trying
up
as
on
a
that,
DM.
Ari.
I'm like no, but as a player, I'm like fucking do it. Oh, please do it. Down it. But as a DM, I'm like
I think we will hold off on that, Ari.
good choice.
I take a wee look and I'm like, I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah, they look. Have you seen what those gin bottles look like when you shake them and like the liquid seems to do spinning
Mhm.
like that in the bottle, like it's like got shine like that Parma Violet's Parma Violet's gin,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it like it's like that, but it's like that but green, and one's a darker green, like a more swampy, murky green.
Sounds
So-
good.
You take your short rest.
So while,
And-
while the guys are resting, I'm just kind of like leaning against the tent, holding head in my hand, kind of wee bit.
Mhm.
Like that.
I'll play my cards.
I'm
I'll like spring.
Sean,
Take a
Sean, you're
minute.
muted by the way. I don't know if you know.
I know, I was coughing.
All right, sorry, I just seen the wee mute sign.
I'm
I-
sitting under a tree, seemingly having a conversation with the air.
All right, okay, yeah. Yeah,
And,
that's
I'm
fair.
eating a ration.
So 1 hour passes. It's now 4:30 in the afternoon. What do you want to do?
Right, gentlemen. I suggest we move along and continue on our little scouting exploration endeavor.
A little bit further, hopefully.
Do I eat a full ration or half of it?
I would
Like,
say
You're a
it's-
greedy bastard. You would eat them all if given the chance. So
It's-
yeah, you
it's-
ate one.
It's your choice,
I know.
Sean.
It is your choice, but like, how would
Would
your
I-
character play it?
Would you allow 1.5?
You can eat as many as you want. I'm not the one buying them.
You just have to remember you have half a ration, just to make sure.
I'll
Yeah.
just put 3.5.
Yeah.
So
Aye.
half a ration.
Aye, that's fine. Aye. You can eat as much as you want. It's not me that buys them. It's you at the end of the day. So it's however you want. So like, if you go on a
So-
longer journey, like that's say that's going to take 5-6 days of travel, and you've got 5 days of rations, and you eat three packets of them in one day, you're stretching it.
So we all like consumed a portion of our
if
rations.
you want-
Yeah, so you can mark off like half a portion of your rations on your sheet.
That's what
If
I
you
was
bought
gonna
them, that
do,
is.
yeah.
I had 10 already.
So
Survived.
over the next few hours, as you group back up and venture out back into the Dark Hollow Swamp, it's getting darker and darker, and it gets hard for you to see. So people who have dark vision, these are aces. People who don't have dark vision are going to start to struggle as the night comes in. And as the night comes in the swamp, it gets dark.
Alright, well, I'll light up my hooded lantern.
Okay, so you see it's suddenly just got an oh so bright as Donald lights up his lantern. Needless to say, you're in a swamp, so the light may attract things. You don't know.
I can hood it, so I can like shut the light out to like a 5 feet.
Oh, it still gives
radius,
off light. It's still like giving off like a dim sort of glow, so people would still see it.
but it'll
or
be
monsters.
Really low.
I'm gonna try to find some-
You continue on your way over the next few hours, putting in the stakes, lighting the candles for the group of loggers. About another 6 hours pass in the game, so you're continuing on, and you find a sort of hillock, we'll say, maybe 10 feet tall, and it rises out of the swamp, and on top of it is this huge, huge, huge penis. I mean tree.
Massive donger.
Yeah, it probably stretches about 150, 200 feet up, and it's got this huge, beautiful green canopy with long, spindly arms coming off of all green canopies coming off as well. And you can hear birds chirping from it. It seems out of place for the kind of location that it's in. What do you want to do?
You perceive anything bizarre, or is it kind
Roll a
of?
perception check.
Remember, I'm dumb as fuck, so I'm just staring at the sky.
You didn't actually see this. Okay, you didn't see the sky. You just see this really, really green tree, like a healthy-looking tree, for
Is it
the
lit?
location that it's
Is
in.
it like moonlight
What?
or something like that?
It's not moonlit yet, but it is. It seems to give off like a subtle glow.
Alright.
And John, you do manage to pick up that there seems to be a bit more. The air feels lighter here. It doesn't feel as oppressive in this area. It feels like a small, like, just think you've had an extra 30 kilos put on your shoulders and 15's been taken off. You just feel a lot. You can stand up a little bit straighter. You're not as oppressed in the swamp.
I'll
because-
pass that on to the party if there's.
Okay, so now you all know.
Yeah, we're not connected anymore as well. Just
Oh, aye, right,
stayed
okay.
up.
So it's now 10:30 at night, after the hours have passed. You can choose to wait here at this tree for the rest of the group that are roughly like 4 stakes in, so they've got about maybe a mile and a half left. So you can choose to wait here until they group, and then you can go from there, or you can continue on.
Hey, Valeri,
Yes.
can you like sense maybe to pick up see if there's any weird shit? I really don't want to be caught off guard again like that fucking tower back there.
I could do that. Yes, not a problem. I'll take a knee and I'll cast another divine sense.
Okay. And it detects celestial, fiendish, and undead.
Undead. Yeah.
You detect celestial energy coming from this tree.
Right.
Celestial, like ever so slight vibes, like pulses, just emanating lightly from this
Put
tree.
my hand on it.
You walked up to it because you were at the base of the hillock and it's on top of the hillock.
Then yes, if I sense
Right.
divine energy, I'll walk up. I'll notify the group, gentlemen. There is something interesting about this tree. I'm gonna have a closer look, and then I'll walk up and put my hand on it.
I'm gonna kind of follow just sort of a slight distance just in case.
Yeah,
Does
I'll stay
your-
at the bottom with the lantern.
It doesn't ascertain as to what it is, you just know the type, innit?
Mhm.
Aye. So
If I know it's celestial, that's what I'll sense. But other than that,
you sense a celestial energy coming from the tree. So that's pretty much what you can pick up from your divine sense.
This is just a random tree.
I mean,
To you,
every tree here is between 10 and 50, 60 feet tall. This one is over 200 feet tall.
it's a really big fucking
Jesus
tree.
Christ.
Yeah, and like I say, is when you come into this like grove area, we'll say, you felt like a weight had been lifted off your shoulders. The air feels lighter to breathe. It doesn't feel as heavy and as dense, and it crests all the other trees, and you can see the night sky because of it. And it goes up, and it's got beautiful green leaves and flowers coming off it. You can hear wildlife from up above as well. And Valeria has detected some form of celestial like aura.
they don't know that.
Well, no,
know
they
it.
don't know that. No, but that's what I'm explaining to Scott. Scott was like, "Is it an evil tree?" No.
I'm just kind of like,
Yeah. So you can choose. You can go for there.
Just like up towards the hills. Like, I don't know about you. This screams safe haven. Just how safe is it actually?
Is it too good to be true though?
Exactly.
Vex's skepticism coming into play.
After that fucking tower, you're gonna.
Mate, there was like 4 different fucking fights there. I had to pick one.
Still holding up my lantern. It's like this would be a decent place to camp.
Okay, a good tree. And I just start stroking the tree.
And I'm just still keeping an eye out with like the lantern held high.
Okay.
You know.
So I use camping here to wait the next, like, to wait for them to catch up.
I would say it's a good idea.
I don't know if Valeri has told the team that he's.
reading a couple things real quick. So
Oh, right, okay.
I'm not gonna make a decision. I'm gonna let the others influence that.
Yeah, sure.
I'm staying for the moment until I have more information.
And I'm still stroking the tree, so.
Harry,
Yeah.
Stand
Harry, would you
watching.
like to stay here?
I like tree.
I'm gonna say that's a yes.
Right.
So I use camping here just to wait for
Well,
the rest of the loggers because it's 10:30 at night.
we've got 2 votes.
I may as well.
Yeah, I'll say
It's
set up camp, and then once
Yeah, why
we've
not?
done so,
I'll agree, and I'll yeah.
I will sit down with the rest of my companions, and I'll say, right, friends, there is a celestial kind of energy coming from this tree, which seems quite odd to me. But I think we should try and ascertain better as to what the meaning behind it is. Because a random tree giving off celestial energy in the middle of a swamp must have a purpose.
Large fucking tree.
Especially one being this goddamn big.
How will we go about finding information about this? All we've got is it's a big tree.
As you're talking, is anybody keeping an eye on the forest surrounding you?
Always keep an eye
I'm-
out, but
Yep.
not actively looking currently.
I'm having a look
Is anybody
around.
actively keeping a check, just keeping a lookout?
I'm looking.
Roll a perception check then,
Oh god.
please. Ari sees
Yeah.
trees.
Fantastic.
He's still looking at the tree like.
Yeah, he just loves this wildlife. Like there's times where Ari wonders if he could just move into this fucking forest and just live here.
Oh, God. I'm looking around as well, so
Well, you roll one as well then.
I hope I can see where the trees.
More
Oh,
trees.
fuck.
Oh, there we go.
That's better. I was going to troll you and say more trees, but no, that's better. You can see with your superior eyesight as well. We've been a drow. The way that you came, you can see dim glows of torches, of like bobbing torches. So you know the loggers and the guards are coming close. They're about half an hour's journey out from where you are.
So I'm going to pass that knowledge to the team. No, so guys, I can see the loggers.
Well,
approaching.
I don't see them.
Ari's
That's
still looking
okay,
it up.
Ari. That's okay.
Sorry,
Says he's
what
still
did he
looking at the
see?
tree.
I zoned out for a second. What did you see?
He's with his superior eyesight. He sees the dim light of the torches from the loggers and the guards coming closer. They're about 30 minutes walk from where you are.
Okay.
Notifying the group.
I'll actually, I'll take my lantern and I'll be back in a minute, and I'll kind of head towards them
Okay.
Do I?
and meet with them about like maybe halfway.
Do you what?
I was gonna ask, would I have any form of knowledge about celestial trees? But I don't think in my history I would have had any experience like researching something like that. So I'm just gonna let it go.
All right. Okay. So, Dinok, you venture out with the lantern. Are you unhooding it?
Yes.
Okay.
How far?
How far
you-
out are you going? By yourself?
I'll just.
Solo? In a swamp?
I wanna be
Wait, he's
careful with it.
leaving?
I was.
He's going to meet. He's going to go halfway and meet the group, the loggers.
So I can tell them
Goddamn
about the
yeah.
camping spot that we found.
Right.
I will
So-
follow. If I see him get up, I will follow because I don't leave anyone to go
So the
back.
2 yous are going and the 3 yous are staying back waiting.
I'm gonna just summon the armature in ranged mode,
Okay.
just to kind of keep a kind of like overwatch in the meantime. I can only cover them for like 120 feet. Once they're on beyond that, I can't help them. But
Well, if Valeria's actually coming along, I'll be like, would you be my eyes in this area? I want to go and tell the loggers that we found.
Yeah,
Not,
let's do
not a problem, and I'll just keep an eye out.
I'll-
Shield raised, Warhammer by my side. Just make sure that there's nothing that just jumps out of the bushes.
Okay then, I'll no bother having you roll a perception check. It's fine. So yeah, you walk halfway and you lift the lantern and you kind of wave it back and forth, and you can see the torches getting brighter and brighter in the distance, and you see one of them waving back
Mhm.
in the same form of pattern. So you know that they have acknowledged your presence, and they're heading towards you. They're about 10-15 minutes away from you guys, and about a further 10 minutes from the trio.
I'll just, wait on them to come to us.
He's carrying a lantern.
A
Yes.
hooded-
A hooded lantern, yes.
Master Dino, do you want it to be brighter or not so much?
I don't think we want to attract too much attention. Should be fine right now.
Very well then.
But if
Then
you
I will leave.
keep your eyes out, just to be safe.
One thing you do notice is you are now being swarmed by insects.
Oh.
Due
About
to the
that
light,
insect repellent.
due to the light and the flames, there is just hundreds of like flies, mosquitoes, dragonflies just buzzing. There's like a low perpetual buzz that are around you guys now.
Cool.
Yeah, and I'm just like.
It's a shame I
swatting
didn't,
every once in a while.
didn't know
I
any
feel
of that
like
shit
it
was
was
in the
fire.
box.
Mate, you'd basically like wafting your hand through mist.
Yeah.
It's getting at that stage. You're like, Jesus. So the 15 minutes pass, and you're eventually greeted by Bodo again. He walks up and he's covered in sweat and dirt and grime, and he knows he looks at you and realizes that nothing must have happened if you have split up, and he greets you with a smile and a good day.
Good
How
day.
are you?
We're doing
Good evening, Master Bodo.
Good evening.
We found an interesting location just up ahead. It's this massive tree.
And as you mention that, you see a sort of like a slackness in his jaw, and he's like, "You found it?
What do you mean it?
Where? Fall!" And he shouts to the like a group of other loggers that are with him. There's maybe like 4 or 5 of them, 2 humans and 3 dwarves plus himself, so there's 6 in total, 3 and 3. And they just start running in the direction that you point it.
Yeah.
Not full pelt,
Yeah,
but they're jogging.
I'll jog with them.
Yeah, we'll keep pace. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So the 10 minutes pass and you break the tree line of the Dark Hollow swamp, and they're greeted by this massive tree. And the 6 of them, mainly Bodo and the 3 humans. The dwarves are just thinking it's a big fucking tree, and the humans there are standing just awestruck by this tree, and you just kind of hear them. You hear Bodo going, "No, it's the origin tree." He's just whispering it. Whispers
hear
the
that?
name of the tree, which is the origin tree.
And our question is that origin tree?
And he's like, yeah. It's a. Oh wow. And he shakes off his shock and his Is it stupor? Is that the right word?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it could be.
is it all?
We'll say stupor. Is awe. We'll say awe. Yeah. He shakes off his awe, and he comes back and he's like, "Wow, I never thought I would see this."
Well,
And the other 2 humans are also saying the same thing.
well, since you know what this is,
I just reply with, "Is this not normally here?"
And he looks at you again and he's like, "You're not from around here, are you?"
Absolutely not, Master Bodo. Absolutely.
Your ignorance is forgiven. And then he turns back to
Hold on a minute.
Okay.
Ignorance? I don't know what the fuck this is either, Master Bodo. Mind explaining?
Neither do I.
Well, it's
From
not
the
so much
birth-
ignorance on your half. It's the fact that this drow has just went. Is this not meant to be here? Like,
Isn't that normal?
In the middle of a goddamn swamp.
yeah, like what's this tree doing here in a forest? Ignorance. Like you've not heard of it, but the origin tree is it was the first tree that was planted by Pharma, the Earth Mother. It's like the first tree that spawned other trees. Its roots stretch for thousands and thousands of miles.
We should
Under-
hear that from Bodo then, if he knows what
Yeah,
it is.
you
Should he
tell
tell
us
us?
Yeah, well, it's not Bodo that's telling you. It's Verth. And the second human who's standing with him, he's like a shorter man, still heavy, still muscly, but due to his trade, long black hair, soul patch, scar down his right eye from eyebrow to chin, and kind of missing missing one front tooth. But yeah, he basically he tells you the name of it and what it is, but he also says, "I've been told stories from me granddad and me dad about this. I never thought I'd see it." And he proceeds to then, if you want to take a long rest, you can here.
I think it would be the best interest.
And the rest of the group have now caught up, and they are spreading through this grove, we'll say, this thicket,
Yeah.
and they're setting up camps not near the tree out of respect, because the humans know what the tree is. The other dwarves, there isn't many dwarves, they're mainly humans here. They're all putting up their camps not along the edge of the swamp forest, but maybe 10 feet away from the main forest, so kind of in the center, out of respectful distance of the tree as well. It's quite a significant tree, as you didn't guess.
Yeah.
And they've set up their campfires and they've staked their torches on the ground and stuff like that, and the guards are then keeping watch, and they are bedding down for the night. So you all walk over to the camp with Bodo and Verth and their compatriots. Verth then proceeds to pour some ale for everyone, and he speaks of the legends, or the legend that was told to him by his parents and grandparents before them, about the origin tree. So he just goes, are you ready to hear of its tale?
I'll just munch some other half a rations while I'm listening to this.
Cool.
Indeed.
Yeah, so here.
I can just see this orc doing that. So he looks at you and goes, in a time when magic flowed freely, when the gods walked this plane, many of them greeted the primitive species of the world. They granted blessings and good fortunes, bountiful harvests of grown foods, heavy catchings of wild beasts from the seas. Health and well-being to all. Was all peaceful in the twilight years of the Second Age. And then it happened. As you see that, he kind of looks down into his ale for a few seconds and then goes, sudden shift in the planes of existence. The gods who loved and walked this plane were suddenly thrown from this plane of existence into another plane. This uprooted so many things. Continents sank, cities burned, races were destroyed. Chaos. Chaos was everywhere. And you see as he's saying this, he kind of takes a deep breath to continue on. And one of her last acts before she was forcibly thrown from this plane, Pharma, the benevolent Earth Mother, planted this tree. Some say she can find her way back, with the other gods in tow, using this tree as an anchor. All we know that is nothing man nor beast harms this tree for fear of divine intervention. And then he kind of takes his last swig of his ale and puts his head down in reverence to the tree, and kind of just, it's all quiet apart from the buzzing and chirps. The buzzing's lessened now because of the multiple fires. The smoke kind of keeps them away.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow.
So we can get this tree is okay.
Seems like it's extremely important.
When so is now everybody bedding down?
Well, you could drink because they brought like water skins of like ale and wine, so you can choose to drink them with them with the few remaining people that are sitting up, or you can bed down. It's round about after that tale and a few drinks. It's about 11:30 at night. Huh, our time. Lol.
Well,
Timing.
I'll get ready to go up.
You do have your
So-
tents that you can pitch as well.
Yeah,
Yes.
what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pitch my tent,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna take off my armor,
Mhm.
take off my weapons, my shield, etc., my javelins, whatever. I'm gonna
So you're
put them in
stripping.
well, not my underlying clothes.
Right. Okay.
And I'll grab my cloak, put that on, and then
Mhm.
but everything metal, everything I put in a neat little pile and my other bag and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'll look at Ari and I go, Ari, this here stuff. Make sure you protect it with your life, okay?
Oh, okay, Master.
Good lad.
I'll go
And then I'll leave the tent and then I'll walk up to the tree and I will sit sort of like with my back against the tree and
Mhm.
kind of try to focus in on the celestial energy and fall asleep that way.
Okay.
I'll go up to Ari and I'll be like, Ari, lend me the tent. I'll get it set up. Take that and I'll go and set up that tent.
But yeah, in particular, leaving all metal objects behind that could be perceived as a threat or whatnot.
How many people does a tent hold?
It's a two-man tent. Two-man
Good.
tent.
I'm gonna kind of just throw my bedroll down near the fire.
Mhm.
Take off my jacket, roll it up into a kind of crude pillow.
Did you know buy a?
Why?
Did you know buy a?
I don't like it.
I thought you bought like a bed thing.
I've got a bedroll.
Oh, all right. Okay. Well, that'll have like an indentation for a pillow at the top, so it's not like you've got a little bit of cushion on top of your robe.
I like two pillows, you know.
Aye.
One more, and then I'm gonna kind of just let the taloned form of the armature just kind of curl around there, almost kind of like
Give you a hug.
guarded kind of embrace.
Loggers are just looking like, what in the fuck
Yeah. So
is he?
the loggers are kind of shook by the fact that giant clawed bone arms are now spooning one of the scouts.
This
They're gonna-
guy's
they're-
no fucks, and he's just conked.
Yeah, they're keeping away from you.
That's the whole point.
That's fair. That is absolutely fair.
Yeah, I'll.
What is Ari, Dinok, and Drin doing?
Well, I'll like once I set up the tent, I'm gonna lay my bedroll in there.
Mhm.
I would say in enough of the space where like another bedroll can be placed,
Yeah.
and then I'll just like obviously take off like the back and all of that, and then I'll take off the armor and the weapons and put them to the side, and I'll just
Mhm.
kind of sit, and then I'll start, playing with the cards with my psionic energy, just to
Okay. Aye.
get
Yeah,
them in
yeah.
snaking patterns and stuff like that.
Slippery little
And I have it
snake.
like spin around me, and I'll just sit there and practice that for a bit before going to sleep.
Okay.
Well, actually, before that, I'll shout towards Harry and Drin, and I'm like, "There's space in here for one, so you're free to take it." And then I'll go in, and then I'll do the whole card thing.
Out of the whole group, Dinok is probably the one who isn't the least shook by Drin's appearance. Just so I point that out. The rest, the three of you are kind of bit skeptical. Well, not so much Ari because he's mainly
He's like, "No."
Vex and Valeri are they're a bit cautious, a little bit wary, not fully trusting of Drin because of his race. But Dinok is the one who has had the most experience with many, many races of the underworld, we'll say. So he's
In
not
that
as
case,
he's not
I
as like, whoa.
ask
I think
if
I would be the least skeptical being born of like one of a million races.
You've not really encountered them. That's why you're more
No,
like
I don't, but still, the way that I grew up, like
Right.
I don't judge or like fear.
No, I'm not saying that you judge. You're keeping an arm's length we'll say. But Denoch knows
Um,
that not all Drow are necessarily evil, we'll say.
Well, in
You
that
were
case,
raised
I'm
you
gonna
were raised in the
ask him.
military, so you were taught certain things in the military to untrust or be cautious of certain races, we'll say. You're not, like I'm saying, you're not going to hate on them. It's just you're going to be like, okay, cool, take your word for it. You stay on your side of the tent. Things like that.
Now, Scott, you can say what you want.
Third time's a charm. I'm going to ask Denoch if his permission to use his tent.
And I'll just agree.
That's okay. Yeah, cool. So
Is that
take
what you
the coat
say to
off.
other girls?
Yeah.
I'll just
Um,
agree.
Yeah. Oh, I
Hood
did
down,
say
coat off. Kind of shake the hair about like L'Oreal. You're worth it. Um,
as you're doing
and
if you look at it, you just
kind
see
of
these
magically hang the coat on a tree branch next to the tent, and then just,
Magically hang the coat.
He's just flexing.
I am just like
Flavor flexing.
just not even that, just one hand, just and then just, and then just kind of bed down for the night. Yes, I'm kind of worn out. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Where am I? And
Where
you
am I?
know,
Where am I? What's my
what's my name?
And Ari, what is our good friend doing? Fantastic.
Larry, have you put up your tent yet?
Valeri is he put up his tent
I
and
put my
took it.
tent up
Yeah.
and put my shit in it, and then basically directed you towards the tent and told you to keep guard of the shit. And
He's forgotten.
And that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I am literally gonna walk up to that tent, bury my axe into the floor, and just sit.
Well, outside the tent,
Aye.
and you're not going to go to sleep.
I was told to guard. I'm gonna guard.
So you're not sleeping?
No.
Oh,
That's 2 points of exhaustion, boys.
He's
If
going to
you're-
sleep with his eyes open.
he's gotta be
I was told to guard.
tired.
I'm gonna
I mean, I can't even react because I'm already gone.
So,
Can we
Sean,
have a plot twist? Can we have a plot twist? But then we cut up, he's sitting coked out like.
I'm gonna sleep, but I'm gonna stand guard. And then I'll sleep.
for how long? Because you need to have a long rest to get rid of your point of exhaustion. You need to sleep at least 8 hours.
And what time are we planning on waking up?
I don't know.
After 8 hours.
Yeah.
Whenever you wake up.
8 hours.
It's
later.
not up to me.
I'm planning on staying up, but I fall asleep after half hour.
Yeah, okay, that's
Cool.
fair. That makes sense.
So, you all go to sleep, so you all take a long rest. I don't know what folk are like for their times. I don't know what time people have to get up tomorrow. So we can leave it there, or we can continue on for a little bit longer.
Well, I've got work tomorrow, so
What time do you have to get up?
7:30.
Oh yeah, we're probably best leaving it there. It's 25 to 12 in the new bud.
Yeah.
We'll leave it there for this week's episode of What the Fuck Is This Shit? But yeah,
Episode 2, unexpected arrival.
yeah, I love that.
Good. I am so glad you're here, Scott. You don't even begin to understand.
Scott,
Man.
Scott, mate, you need to before we go, Scott, mate, you need to, about
You things.
now. So let me know.
I'll just video call you. It's gonna be so much.
Right, okay, then I'll mute my mic.
Alright.
No, just hang up. It'll be
No,
finished.
no, just phone me off something. But you guys talk amongst yourselves. This is. Yep, I need to do this.
Yeah, so
I really hope somebody tries to like approach me in the sleep. They're just gonna get backhanded by like a bone fist. Oh my!
it's just that
I'm just like,
Back off, mate. Trying to sleep over here.
I won't even be conscious. The amateur's just gonna like.
I'll be into the stream now. Anybody want to talk about the experience or anything like that before I end it?
Nah, man, that was just fun times,
Cool.
as usual.
Right, well, we'll do that then.
Just that Vex is not lying on his back because he currently has 4 massive like slices down his spine. More scar